goes to shut her down. So Ivy here will be taking the turret down. That's gonna be the beautiful paranoia coming in from Andreas, and Ivy just went in for the kill.
Yeah, well, for Bren, they like this. They just needed to get that spike down. They achieved what they needed to achieve. I think if Kohabi swung that, she might have gotten the kill, but of course, they went for the 100% play. Hearing that's plant trying to go down, if you swing and she gets one and she gets a gun, then it becomes a 1v2 and it becomes winnable. So when she waited for the paranoia from Envious, that was actually the 100% play. So it was 100% win, but they do get the 300 creds on Bren's side. So right now, SMG will be on that bonus, while Bren will be on those rifles.
I mean, this is expected that they have to win this time around, not just because of the weaponry, but of course they do. They should be able to have a little bit of an idea on how things are gonna go. So beautiful deny of the suppress coming in from the team, not detecting Kohabi, but that drone I think was able to let them see. Beautiful control here coming in from Kohabi, not letting them enter a site. Usage of the wall as well. That's gonna be a flash. We'll be having a smoke. This is interesting. Swarm grenade very early as well. But I feel like they're playing for peaks here. But look at the patience that's happening with Kohabi. Not sure. Using the lockdown from Mikasi at the moment. Look at this patient. That's gonna be one. But of course, Mikasi will go for the trade. But Yoki is going to be detained from Garden. And here, the spike, I feel like, is going to be planted right now. So let's see how things are gonna go. We do see Ali placing the alarm bot in towards the short. Look at all of these utilities. That's gonna be the flash. Nice deny, but still the shutdown player Shirazi, and Shirazi takes 3, not letting anyone enter the site. So right now, Bren was able to take a stand.
Yeah, they lost 2 guns. SMG wanted to probably get more than that, but this is the next gun round is going to dictate the pace of the game, because round 4 typically is where the turning point is. So SMG tried to be a little bit cheeky with the walls of smokes. The drone actually didn't see K for Daiti because the paranoia came out as the drone was turning. I think that was a bit unlucky for the drone. Just timing, from a timing perspective, Envious is actually playing this Omen, so they have a lot of denial and a lot of control on the side of Team SMG. But as we mentioned, they need to win a lot of rounds on defense, and we're gonna have to see if they can withstand the Bren onslaught, because when they play and they execute fast and hard.
Indeed, but right now an Odin from Fixkey, this is very interesting. Nice smoke from Shirazi here. Forces Fixkey to retreat and reposition at the moment. The drone will be spotting out Fixkey from both sides here. That's going to be the orbital strike. Will inflict some amount of damage here. Beautiful trade coming in from Alexi right there. But that's going to be the swarm grenade. Oh, they're not going to be effective here, but Kifrodite goes for the trade. Not going to be another as Zinni goes for the shutdown. It's now a 2v2. Zinni with a low brink of health here still is alive. But I feel like Ali still knows one, but Envious will be spotting Ali down, and remaining member is going to be Zinni. Not spotting the walls here, but look at Envious with the quick reflexes, was able to shut her down, getting their 3rd point.
Yeah, this is great for Team SMG. They lost quite a bit of guns there, but on the side of Bren, they're the ones that are going to have the eco this time. They didn't get the spike plant, which is actually very crucial. Every single spike plant contributes to 1/10 of a buy. So getting that spike down is really crucial. I'm not sure why she didn't get that. She was on the side for quite a while. I think she didn't know that nobody was inside. Zinni was probably just, maybe I can go for a trade. And that's why the spike didn't go down. And because of that, they have to eco right now.
I mean, they don't really have much of a choice. They can't really force the issue. So I feel like this eco is very much wise for the side of Bren. But right now they have to think of a way to actually try to compensate for their loss from earlier. So now they're kind of scattered here, trying to play for peaks, knowing that SMG can be quite a bit aggressive. But this is the thing, SMG, knowing that they're saving, or knowing that they're on eco, they have the luxury to wait for the said aggression that's supposed to be going to come from Bren.
Yeah, they really need to make sure they don't get picked off, because if Bren does get the picks and the rifles go into their hands, it starts to get dangerous. Right now they're playing very defensively. As you mentioned, there's a crossfire on tree and there's contact
Oof.
on site as well. Right now Zinni looks
Scanning ahead.
start with a recon ball. Okay, here we go. Execute coming in from Bren. The counter paranoia though slows them down. Not gonna see Kohibi in the corner because of the short side, and it's gonna be pretty clean from Team SMG. Kohibi with a skill jump all the way back into cover, and it's gonna be a flawless for Team SMG.
That was a very interesting, actually questionable take from Bren as well, because you already know that the Raid or Mikasi is already shut down by Kohibi. I'm not really sure why there is the need to keep one by one. So look at that quick replay.
Yeah.
Shirazi is also taken down, as well as Ali. And look at the coverage that Kohibi was able to do, despite getting the peeker's disadvantage, you know? So with that, which is also understandable, I guess, for Bren, simply because they were saving. So I feel like they don't really, they feel like it's not going to be much of a success. So they will be deciding to go on this mid take once again. Not sure if Kohibi was able to spot out like how many members from that area, but right now it's safe to assume that it is definitely more than one member. So look at these calls from SMG right now. 2 flanks and 3 from B side. The Odin once more from Fixkey is gonna happen. That's gonna be a Hunter's Fury. Will be taking some damage. But Alexi is able to shut down Kohibi from the behind. The Onvis from high mid is able to take down Zinni. So interesting enough how Ali let go of the spawn position that she was at from earlier. But right now, look at this. Onvious with the peaks is still able to take a look at mid link, but Ali was quick on her feet, able to shut her down. But not knowing that Yoki is also in the vicinity, having 2 flanks, is able to get that trade. So it's a 3v3. Spike has been planted towards A, thinking that this is actually a very nice, rotate from Bren, being able to utilize the map in general. So look at this. Uses the ult coming in from Yoki. That's going to be a suppression. Not going to be a lot, but Alexi just goes aggressively, taking Fixkey down from Garden. That's going to be a swarm grenade in here. That's a beautiful headshot from Mikasi. And again with a beautiful double peek from Bren, able to shut them down to get their second.
And this is exactly what I was afraid of for Team SMG. When Bren execute, it's just they find new ways to execute. So this time around, it's a really unconventional mid, all the way to spawn, all the way to A heaven to get that plant. And I think they had a bit more time here. They didn't need to rush this half defuse, but I think they really just wanted to get the half before fighting. They didn't know where anyone was on Bren. But Team SMG still have enough creds to buy this round, so whoever wins this will reset the other team yet again.
Indeed, but then again, I like it how Fixkey is not really letting go of this Odin just yet, adding that impending threat to B side. But look at how the rotations are happening from Bren. They really love to use mid again. So it's going to be another attempt in Cubby, but Yoki will be spotting out 3. Let's see how it's going to work. Shirazi will start it off, taking it down. Alexi with the swarm is able to take Kohibi down. This is going to be the plant once again. I love this transition from mid to Cubby to A. It's just so surreal. So that's going to be a shock dart here. Let's see if anyone's going to be suppressed. I wonder if the Odin's going to be in effect. That's going to be a drone. But I feel like the drone is going to basically say the location to where they're at right now. So again, another recon bolt from Fixkey. Not sure if they know that someone is from smoke. Ambius will be taking Shirazi down. Paranoia for the double. It's going to be a triple here. Alexi will take the shutdown as well for the trade. Ambius for the 3. Zinni takes the cleanup, and that's gonna be the 3rd point now from Bren. I like it that Bren is not letting the score wander too far.
Yeah, not at all. And SMG, they kind of had a chance here. If Envious had one more bullet in the chamber, there was a chance for that headshot against Zinni for the clutch, but unfortunately that didn't pan out. I think Envious hit her own teammate with a paranoia, so I think they were a bit too close when she was throwing that out.
Mm-hmm. So both no one's basically I guess it's still too early, but right now it's still anyone's game to say the least. And for this round, SMG is going to have to go for the save. They want to balance out the eco for later. Liking the swarm grenade here to deny any presence from Wine. Look at that utility usage right now. Double smoke from heaven and another one from garage. This is just so surreal. No one's tagged just yet except for Alexi to the half health right there. Actually, Bo, less than a half. Ali, however, is able to take Fixkey down. So manpower in the hands of Bren. Yeah. Again, they have to basically polish out their post plants here, but Ali opens it up once more, taking Yoki down. K494 for the trade with the frenzy, but Ali takes 3 in the process. Koibi cuts out one from a hell, but that's also a signal that they are in here, followed up by that recon, but look at that hurt as well here. But a beautiful tap from Obvious takes Mikasi down. And I feel like this calls for Bren to just not peek, you know, let them enter and just buy some time.
Last player standing.
But Ali is not gonna stop anytime. Takes the 4, but Koibi takes everyone down, but still not having that time to defuse the spike. But that is good enough for Koibi, at least getting some compensation from that.
I wanted to see the double headshot. We kind of missed it because we were watching from the other perspective.
Yeah. I think it was like a collateral.
No, she had 2 shots. I think she had 2 shots.
Did she?
Oh, wait, my god, it was 2 shots.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Koibi.
That was insane.
It was. Like it was very quick as well. So she didn't really want anyone to live another day for that specific round, and I feel like that's amazing.
And that's kind of like an ego thing. Like that really gets you going, a bit of momentum in your team. And not just that. Look at Bren's buy right now. Alexi can't even afford a rifle. Even though SMG lost that, they have the round bonus stacked up, while on Bren, they lost all 5 guns even though they won that round.
So again, another lineup from Yoki right here to Garneo. Unfortunately, kind of bounced back, but proceeds to the other area, trying to get away, not getting detained right here. One player is detained, however. That's going to be a lot of utilities here. Showstopper, Mikasi ready to fire from heaven in here. Oh, not going to spot out anyone. But Shirazi's smokes just hold so much control, enough for them to really plant the spike down.
So gonna be a 5v5 retake for Team SMG. This is gonna be very difficult, but they have the tools for this. They have a lot of control. They can smoke out the main at least to try and open out. Oh, there's the Hellfire coming down. Zinni is gonna be spraying, but she's flashed, and everyone is just gonna die left and right. Mikasi actually wasn't blinded, as Bren actually take out all of Team SMG.
That was a very quick-witted decision as well, coming in from Bren. Like, you can clearly see how they have the capacity to play along with their passiveness or aggressiveness here, and in that time they just really call it, you know what, after that orbital strike, let's just all go in, you know. And that was a very good decision coming in from Bren as well. SMG didn't really had the space to react to what's been being thrown at them. So right now, this is a very good call for a timeout for SMG here, because you would like to equalize the board, and at the same time, you would like to really find or identify the potential weakness that's coming in from Team Bren here. So right now, I feel like they're gonna go for a save, which is, I feel like, the wise decision to do, because this is still how many more rounds before the next half. So we did mention this earlier, Key, right? The composition of Team SMG is very much defender sided, with all of these utilities, with all of these sentinels and the agent compositions in general, because once they're in attacking, I feel like they'll have a challenge in terms of entering a site.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, Bren already have the lead, and an eco from Team SMG means that Bren are probably going to get at least 6 on this attacking side. So for Team SMG, they really need to at least be able to get more rounds here. Envious tries her luck, peeks out, but does not get a headshot. Envious and Kohibi rather have been hitting their share of shots, especially in the previous round. But Bren are just gonna storm in. They know they're up against an eco. They know they can just run in. But right now, there's 2
Indeed.
more members on the defender spawn hiding behind the smoke. If they can find kills, if they can find rifles, they might be able to make it expensive for Bren. But I don't see them winning this round right now.
I mean, it's expected, since again they're all in a save, and at the same time the amount of presence that was clearly shown in towards B side, it kind of really took Fixkey off guard, and with not so much weaponry to work with is also a factor. Gohansky, however, was able to tap down Mikasi, but with the 3 coming in from Shirazi to boot, and Zinni just cleaning up this round against their 6 points. So we have 2 more rounds for this specific half. So best way for SMG to do this, to at least get that reset. But let's look at the replay, shall we? So Alexi starts it off with the banger, and this is where Fixkey was outnumbered, followed by all of that aggression even before planting the spike. So the amount of map control that Bren demonstrated from that take was really well executed.
Yeah, it was really the executes, all the mollies, all the corners. Okay, Envious gets out of dodge really quickly this time around, able to survive. Sort of paranoia if they start running in. Has time to reposition. Her crosshair is actually right on top of the capacity. Okay, so they know that B lobby is still going to be the play. Yoki is going to take Alexi down though.
And which is actually good for SMG, because man advantage is in their sights. I like the control coming in from the Odin as well, trying to wallbang and not letting either one escape from B main, which is actually good. So here, the patience, however, from Mikasi is real. Is there going to be a... Oh, okay, so the wall coming in from the stage is there from Kohibi, but from the behind, Fixkey was able to get Mikasi down. So the rotates coming in from Bren is from mid once again. I don't think that they were seen, but look at how ready Killjoy and KO is at the moment, denying the entry point from Cubby.
30 seconds left.
There's already 3 members of SMG here, but I think Bren might be able to toss to get the plan. Oh, Kohibi gets a kill onto Ali. They're pushing down aggressively through the smoke. They don't care. The smoke is not going to stop them from pushing in, as it's going to be a flawless from Team SMG. So that timeout must have done something for them.
So looking at the previous round, right? So basically they forced Bren to like spend their utilities at play, and the denial of entry from B main was also one of the key factors why SMG won that round, because they're not letting Bren inside. It forced them to reposition and to potentially rotate. The recon bolt as well coming in from Fixkey was also useful, because it did only detect Ali, but it went into fruition as she was able to take down Mikasi from behind. So that alone is already a huge factor. Look at this, the Odin spam coming in. It was able to dwindle down some amount of the health from Mikasi as well. So in towards the previous round, as well from SMG, they were able to just capitalize by being patient, not pushing from their sides. And here, still there's the patience, but Envious pushes in towards B. This should be a double peek right now, but look at the drone. It's gonna deny one. Boombot as well. They're quite investing a lot of
What a
time
blind!
here, because look at the other one. Nice blind. That could be one beautiful spray transfer, only for Shirazi to shut down. But coming in towards Cubby, Yoki shuts down Ali, and Shirazi with the orbital strike uses it from her front, but she is currently surrounded from her north and south for K4Tidy to shut her down.
What a blind from Envious there. Able to get 3. Almost got the spray transfer. One more bullet on Shirazi, that would have been a quad kill for her. But SMG finally found their footing again, equalizing. But right now, we were talking about this. They draft a defensive lineup, but only equalize on defense. So I'm kind of worried for their attacking side, unless they have something in mind. Because again, if you have the smokes, they have double initiators as well. There still is a chance for them to open up the sites, kind of cut it. It's a different philosophy, like we were mentioning before the game. But the mollies and the offensive utility from Bren really showed that on the attacking side, that's going to be very useful for them. On the other hand, for Team SMG, we'll have to see if all these smokes, the smoke smears and the control, will actually allow them to get into the sites.
Exactly, and of course, I feel like for Team SMG, the composition that they have right now is quite effective. Maybe during post plant.
Yes.
So the first objective that they have to clear out first is to basically plant that spike, and that's going to be a bit challenging for them because, as we mentioned, there's no duelist at play unless one of them becomes the entry in here, and so I'm seeing an interest in terms of how they're taking the sites. Basically, I think they'll start off by rushing it or having that dual peak or that a triple peak even if need possible, because I feel like that kind of complements to their composition at the moment because they don't have the jet to dash in to get that to basically tear apart the entry points coming in from either of the sites. They also don't have the raise for any amount of satchels, so just so that the good positioning is going to happen, or any duelists like in the likes of, let's say, even the newly reworked Yoru or Neon per se, just to make space for the other members to enter. They don't have that factor, but at the same time, if they are able to do so by getting the double peak or the triple peak advantage, maybe then they would be able to place themselves in a favorable manner. Because if you look at it closely here, Key, they have obvious for the smoke. They have the swarm grenades coming in from Kfir here for the post plant, and also Yoki to suppress anyone who tries to use the utilities from Bren. But again, the first order of business here for SMG is to plant that spike.
Well, it's gonna be the battle sage. You remember when Valorant first came out, battle sage was kind of the thing because sage was just so good. And putting your best player on the sage meant that your res was up every 2 to 3 rounds because they just get the kills, even if they die 1 orb. And I think res was 7 orbs back then, as opposed to 8 now. So it was so much easier to get the res up. The heal was OP. Like, you could go for a trade, and if you win the trade, you could just top yourself up. Go for yet another trade. So that was kind of like the sage back then. I think Kohibi was also playing sage back then in sage meta. But right now, as you mentioned, it's about getting to the site, and we're gonna see how that works right now. Shrouded step into a wall, actually cuts the site a little bit, able to suffocate Bren into this corner. Okay, Kohibi gets taken down, but Vixky is gonna get a 2-piece. Shirazi should be able to sneak in here. Oh no, there's a gap in the wall. SMG.
Beautiful tap coming in from Shirazi, however, there, as the moment that she finds out that Anvi's in the other side, that's gonna be a suppress, however, but look at this, Mikasi will be having that trade respectively, so it's a 2 versus 1. She can just easily get double peaks right here, but that was actually a nice attempt, if you look at it from Team SMG. You did mention it earlier, as we see the Shrouded Step coming in from market from Anvis is great, but I feel like because the audio cue from Anvius knifing down the wall, simply because I feel like Anvius was stuck in there, not being able to get out, took the Shirazi just took advantage of that. Look at that right click as well from Shirazi. The game sense is also evident.
I was gonna say, the only reason why she'd be knifing that wall was because the wall was slightly misplaced. So the wall should actually be slightly a bit more angled, but because of the smoke, it's hard for Kohibi to actually aim that wall. So once she actually put it down as Envious was shadow stepping in, she actually locked Envious into that wall. And there was a gap in the wall as well that basically made Envious a sitting duck in that corner, and unfortunately for Team SMG, the idea was there, the execution, a little bit of a miss.
And right now they're going to try another attempt here, but this time they need to save because of course they'd like a better weaponry on the third one. So this is good control from mid side. They already know that there are some presence in here. So expecting Bren should be able to win this one out because they have the gun advantage and whatnot. But look at this, Alexi starts it off, taking Alexi down. Go high before the trade. Alexi getting a few K here. Shirazi with a kill over Owen in the face here and towards the side. But from behind, Mikasi takes again Yoki down, and just like that, they were able to stumble on Team SMG's second attempt. But this is understandable because Team SMG don't really have that much guns to work with. Now, let's see if in this rifle round of SMG they are able to find some footing, or will Bren win out in this bonus round?
Yeah, the big guns are coming in, but again, they don't have the duelist. So let's see how they execute here, because we saw how they wanted to execute on the pistol round. That won't work further down the line because the wall becomes a little bit softer against rifles, against big guns. That wall to kind of like try to guide you safely into the site won't work as effectively. Now it looks like it's gonna be a KO suppressing other KOs. So look at SMG. They're playing a default this time around. There's no rushing into the side. There's no fancy wall and attempt at an execute. SMG are just trying to see if they can find anything. But I think Bren recognized this. Bren recognized that SMG does not have a strong execute, and because of that, they're playing back. Look at where Sova is playing. Zinni is actually in spawn. She's just walking around spawn.
This is interesting. Like, I feel like they're letting the members of what do you call this?
SMG.
The members of SMG to just enter the site. I feel like they have very much confidence in the retake in here. But look at that, the recon bolt! The recon bolt was able to spot them out. And that alone is enough information. Look at how crowded already is from Belong to spawn. The wall, a bit of a momentarily a protection from them getting the site, but I think this is according to their plan. This is that paint shell, but I don't think it worked well for Bren here as Alexi was caged down the line as well. That's gonna be Yoki using the flash, but the shotgun will inflict some amount of damage, but Mikasi still takes him down. The other members as well trying to fortify their flank just so that they won't be spotted. But look at this beautiful wall that Mixki takes one, and just like that, they were able to take the round away from Bren. I feel like Bren kind of waited out too much here in this fight, and a bit of miscomms during that paint shell, because the moment where Mikasi threw the paint shell was the moment Alexi kind of got stuck, and Envious was just there ready for her.
Yeah, it's not just the paint shells as well, but also Shirazi. She threw a molly onto lane. I think they wanted to rush after killing Yoki in lane, and then suddenly there's your own teammate's molly actually on lane. I think she wanted to bounce it onto the site, but it prevented the rest of Bren from running in, which is actually unfortunate.
Oh, but look at this. Ali starts it off in getting one from Cubby. And look at the reposition. Shirazi with a quick tap from mid takes Envious down.
Yeah.
So now let's see. Manpower in the hands of Bren at the moment. So Kohaibi here has a lot of angles to cover. Luckily, we do see Kfredite watching out Cubby, but look at this. Only if ever Alexi just spots out either one of them, this is gonna be like a push coming in from Bren. So just look at the control that they're getting. That's gonna be the suppress, but Shirazi basically shuts down Yoki despite all that. Kohaibi, however, is able to take Mikasi down. But nice coming in from Ali. Kfredite takes two. Ali will shut Kohaibi down, but it is now a 2v1. But I feel like they already have an idea that Kfredite is in mid, so Zinni should be able to watch this
30 seconds
angle
left
as well.
She doesn't have
Let's
spikes.
see.
She has
One
to fight
hand
both.
here.
Oh my
no.
god. I think she might have a chance here. She has to take a duel though. She doesn't have the spike, so she doesn't really have the advantage here. She has to hunt her down. Oh, there's no time.
There's no time. They weren't able to get that spike in time here. So the best case scenario for Kfredite is to hunt down Ali. But Ali here with the swarm grenade. Let's see who spots it out.
Oh, she might be able to find a duel.
Seconds on the clock. Oh, she's spots it out on Heaven, but Ali just says no, retreat, goes in towards the garden to safety. That was actually pretty close.
Yeah, I think that Ali didn't know that the spike was still up in top mid. So she almost peeked out, but K4ID just checked the wrong corner. She thought Ali might have been hiding in hell. She knew that she was on A side because the turret was active, but didn't know where on A side Ali actually was. So unfortunately for K4ID, not able to convert that clutch. Team SMG still able to buy Bren as well, so it's going to be yet another full buy round for both teams. SMG lost too many members very early on because of the aggression from Bren. Actually, it looked like Bren were the attackers there because they were the ones taking SMG out from mid.
Indeed. And the control, again, from Bren is just so surreal at the moment. And again, from earlier, I feel like the call out from the teammates of Ali saying, okay, just don't die, get away, retreat. And I feel like that's understandable. But right now, SMG tends to have the habit of leaving the spike alone. At the moment, because look at the second round, they just dropped down the spike. I feel like they're playing for peaks here, which is understandable, but unless that spike is planted, Bren has all the luxury to wait for to get that peakers advantage. So that's gonna be the suppress, not gonna actually going to get 4 of the members in here, so there should be an opportunity now, but the time is ticking. Beautiful spot from Alexi. Nice spray transfer before Envious takes the shut down. The base shot also got help from taking Kohibi down, and Shirazi once again for the cleanup here. Again, the usage or the utilities of Alexi with that flash became the creme of the crop, creme of the top, or whatever experience is that. But look at that replay here. Spray transfer wasn't able to push through, but the other members were there to rescue and save the day.
Yeah, it's just the flash into the kills. The SMG tried too hard to make that work, but it was already kind of a lost cause because the fact that 4 of them were suppressed meant that there were no utilities to flush the enemies out. They had no counter utilities. They just get flashed for free. There's no paranoia. There's no smokes coming in. There's no slow coming in. There's no flash from the KO. There's no shock. There's nothing. I think they should not have forced the issue just yet.
I mean, you're right about that, and now they're going back to saving due to that economic disparity. Once again, Bren Victress doing really well in the defensive side here, so this is the advantage of actually having a more fundamental or a well-balanced composition. So as we have predicted, Key, I feel like SMG is having a bit of a trouble in trying to enter the site, and so far I haven't really seen them, rush push a site, taking all of that double or triple peak capabilities. So look at this, uses the shrouded set from A, will be detecting 2 from Garden. They are able to plant down the spike in here towards the site. Swarm grenade is activated from A main, but nobody actually entered A main. They went from most of them went from Cubby. And right now we do see the full-on retake coming in from Bren Victress here. I like the fact that Yopi is going around Cubby in hopes of getting the flank, but Ali shuts her down immediately. Alexi 4 kill of her own. They're just going ham straight towards A main. The swarm grenade still goes in towards Wine. First beautiful angle isolation from Sarazi and taking the 3. And just like that, 11 points now from Bren.
You're not supposed to be able to spray with a Vandal. That's illegal.
Well, Shirazi made it happen, If it works, it works. Look at the replay right here quickly. Ali shutting down the flank. This is the beauty of actually having that smoke. You are able to have a mini terrain that can cover your backs when your teammate is not yet there. So the prioritization of Shirazi checking out Wine first before anything else is such a good game sense coming in from her. And it's going into fruition because she's currently top fragging for her team. And as well as Kohibi for Team SMG, she's the one also literally becoming the battle sage here. But right now for Team SMG, Key, what do you think can their call be here as they try to enter the site?
Actually, I just think that they need to default a bit more, a little bit of split control. They need to make trades. I feel right now they're just going full on execute, which their lineup isn't really built out for. So if they go for trades instead, like maybe have someone bait in front and Kohibi go there for the trade, a little bit of bid control maybe, because we've seen that a lot of control from Bren actually comes from either site, but not mid. So I think that's something that Team SMG hasn't really utilized. The only time that they went mid was when they were on eco. So maybe try mid from the buy round.
Indeed. I mean, they haven't fully utilized mid just yet in comparison with Bren from earlier, so I feel like that could be the key. And yes, maybe that could be the key. but then again, going back in here, spotting out obvious there in towards mid side. Shirazi has very much good sense at the moment here. I don't want to jinx it, but her aim, and her game sense is completely online right now. And it's very much beneficial for the team. So looking at the crossfire here from Alexia and Mikasi is making wonders at the moment. But in mid side, they have to be very much careful. There's gonna be the res. Shirazi should be able to know that that they are in here, but the recon bolt I think is also enough to identify their location. Kohibi places the wall from mid so that their behinds are not that vulnerable. Beautiful destroy of the lockdown here. So I guess we're back to the other attempt of SMG trying to get a hold of this site. They've already committed. This is only 30 seconds. They don't have room to basically rotate. But Alexi, Mikasi, and the gang is just getting all the bodies on the floor. And for Mikasi, despite jumping, is still able to get that flawless spotting out Kohibi from market. And just like that, he match point for the side of Bren.
I think no corners were cleared in that whole execute. They did not clear a single corner. Take a look at this. They're looking on the wrong sides. Even Envious going in, didn't check logs, immediately went to her right. I think that the executes really leave a little bit too much to be desired. I think Envious had a chance to smoke defense spawn there, and then check left with her teammates. The execute was just messy, and I think that was because they did not expect the lockdown to be destroyed. And because of that, their whole plans were derailed. They didn't have enough time to figure things out. And I think that SMG... Oh, okay. I mean, I was gonna say they can't find any answers, but getting a kill up mid is definitely the answer.
I mean, that was actually the good strategy or the good call for SMG. Tried to shut down Shirazi at the moment because it's also one of her utilities that's been very much tedious to work with here. So they're having another attempt at mid-take, which is actually pretty good because this time they're heavily utilizing and being proactive to the map. So the swarm grenade, however, coming in from Alexi, kind of delayed the push and bought time for the others to really rotate. But right now, looking at the response here, we do see that Cubby is being tried to be controlled, but they were able to breach down. They were able to try to go in towards a site. So the presence that Ondius and the gang that they created from mid is enough to create the diversion while they were on their way towards A. But looking at this, that's gonna be the lockdown coming in. Kohibi with the response takes Ali down for the trade. Obvious and Game for 90 have a kill of their own, and it's just Mikasi as the remaining member alive. Take note, 2 members are quite low. Somebody broke the glass, but that's enough to actually distract Mikasi from looking the other way, and the other members just utilized that, so they prevented the potential match point from Bren.
Yeah, the glass breaking was really just extra distraction. It worked out. Shirazi is going to buy an operator. You know, Team SMG, you mentioned it. They need to get onto the site somehow, and if they get into the site, it seems like they'll be successful, because if you take a look at the score, round 15 and round 20, both times that they planted a spike, they actually were able to get it. 13 and 18, they got the spike defused. So they still need to get into the site, and they have trouble actually getting to the site. We've mentioned this in halftime, that's going to be their biggest problem, and it definitely is.
Oh, But Shirazi with the operators being so much powerful here. I mean, you wouldn't really expect the Brim to, use that as some in these situations like this, because I feel like they were conditioned to have Shirazi with a rifle, but this time Shirazi just creating a threat here. But Mikasi quite pushed here, but
down
Alexi,
mid.
you know what? I'm not gonna let them know your identity here, your location. And Alexi's just doing the work at the moment because Mikasi is the backup here if ever there's a double peak coming in from SMG. But look at this
Headshot.
though, Kohaibi takes Shirazi down. And let's see, because Zinni has the Odin. I
Right
feel
here.
like Kohaibi
One
knows.
enemy
But look
remaining.
at this, the Ratatat came in from Zinni, denying Kohaibi's entry point as the breath are in here. But the
Defenders
beautiful trade is gonna happen. 8-13 scoreline. Bren Victress gets game number 1.
Yeah, that was, and this is Team SMG's map pick. I just feel like they didn't really utilize their composition to its fullest advantage, or rather that the composition just doesn't stand against Bren's crazy molly comp. We've seen how they enter sites; it's pretty crazy, and when the sides flip, Team SMG just struggles so much to get into sites, and I think that was the biggest issue with this composition. We talked about it at the very beginning, that they're gonna have trouble getting into sites, and they definitely did. Multiple times, they try to get into site, they either get shut down, they don't find the frags, they force an execute because they don't have the correct, the offensive utilities or the duelists to actually get into the site, and that was just problematic for them on the attacking side.
Indeed. So it just goes to show that agent compositions are very much vital as well. But let's take a look quickly at the scoreboard right now. So Bren Victress was able to be victorious in game number 1 with a 13-8 scoreline. Looking at Shirazi, he really popping up for the team. ACS of 331, 24 bombs, and of course with the KDA of 2.4. Meanwhile, Kohaibi also is doing wonders for the team, getting the ACS of 238, 1.6 KDA, and 18 kills. On the other side of the note, the other members as well of Bren was really doing wonders. So far, for both sides of the teams, we don't see like a 0.8 or a 0.7 or that kind of KDA. So it only goes to show that in terms of participation, the teams are very much proactive. However, in terms of objectives here, we do have the damage of 15.2k from Bren, 20.3% headshot, and 9 frag wins and 3 objective wins.
Yeah, Bren really just was able to find all the frags, all the executes rather. SMG, like you mentioned, KDAs were pretty high because everyone was finding frags. Everyone was really participating, but it's just the executions from Bren that were a little bit too much for Team SMG to handle, and we'll see if Team SMG can bring it back in the next map, because between these two teams, actually, they have a very big overlapping map pool, and I think that the only map that is strong for one team and isn't in the other is Bind, and basically Team SMG don't want Bind, which is why they banned it. But SMG and Bren both have 100% win rate on Split. But before we go more into that detail, we're gonna go into the highlights of this game.
So starting it off, SMG really started strong in here in the later parts of the game. They were able to just, contain and, be very much vigilant in how their utilities uses in getting all of those spray transfers as well. And, of course, trying to get in towards the sites. But the denies coming in from Bren started really to show. And Alexi being flexible despite being an initiator and also a semi-duelist in here, to say the least, is also working wonders. Fixio ever in this highlight was able to get controls, and it's at this point we're just basically seeing the beautiful usages of utilities and angle isolations respectively from the team. It just so happens that in terms of the double peaking capabilities, Bren has the upper hand at the moment.
Yeah, Bren really just taking control over the game. It seemed like they just knew where SMG was going to go. They knew how to counter the executes. They knew that they had the utilities to stop any push that's coming from a team without duelists, right? I think for SMG, maybe they need to think about this. But I like the innovation. As I said yesterday, Bren's lineup also, when you take a look at it on paper, it seems like, what are they trying to do? But I love the innovation coming into the game. For Bren, is working out right now. For SMG, maybe not, but we'll have to see.
And of course, we will be seeing in a bit if Bren is able to take the sweep, or will Team SMG take game number 3 when we come back after a short break.
Welcome back, everyone, to the VCT Game Changers APAC Open 2 presented by FSL. We are your casters, Keycast and Zaya. Of course, we just had a game 1 dominance from Bren. It was pretty close, 13-9, but it was on Team SMG's map pick. And as we go to the second map, we'll have to see if Bren can make this a clean 2-0, or can Team SMG bring it back, because it's Bren's map pick after all. But Team SMG also know how to play Split.
Indeed, and of course, Split, I feel like, has been very much a trademark for most of our teams at this point, especially also with Ascent. So right now, we will be having Split, as Key mentioned. This is going to be the map pick coming in from Bren Esports Victress, and to start off with the defense, is Team SMG. Now, both of these teams are very much good in towards this map, and I feel like it all just comes down to, once again, their agent compositions. We've been demonstrated earlier on how or agent selections are very much important, because it was seen that Team SMG was not able to fully utilize their double with a no duelist composition from earlier. So I feel like that is going to be heavily adjusted coming in towards split, and I'm pretty sure that Team SMG is not really going to take any more chances, because this is also their last technically life is at stake here, at least in terms of their tournament journey, because you would really want to force that game number 3 if you are in the current position of Team SMG, because technically Bren is already at match point for the series, so they would want to really dish out everything that they can for the specific map and try to counter out the map selection as well.
Yeah, for split, I actually want to see something different from Team SMG. So one thing that we haven't been seeing that often in this is Kohaivi back on the duelist. She's a really good Raze player. She can also play the Reina. On split, I think you'll need one of those to actually win, especially on the attacking side. So I want to see the Raze come in here. She's hovering both?
Will. Yeah. Looks like she is hovering the Raze, as you've said here, Key, because like we've mentioned, they don't really have like much enough time to take chances, and just really stick to the guns in which they're very much comfortable at. Alexi, however, is going to at least tone down a bit in the duelist pickup, and will be trusting it in the hands of Mikasi, who is once again going to use Raze. We've seen the prowess of Mikasi with this agent as well, so I'm pretty much excited how what other techniques is she going to bring down on the split. So right now, this time, there's a little bit of a shakeup here, Key. There is going to be no Sova for both of our teams, at least is what I'm seeing. Envious is still going to stick out with the Smoker, Shirazi as well. Yoki this time not going to be KO, but will be Breach. So this is actually a good pick for
Select
Yoki,
your
because
agent.
Breach can cover again more utilities as well, having that flash, having that concussions, and of course the ult as well. So let's see if this type of shakeup from SMG is going to leave an impact, or may force their way to game number 3, or will Team Bren just sweep it into a 2-0 to whoever team wins in this best of 3s. Alter Ego Celeste is there for waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting, they're watching. I'm sure they're spectating the games and just studying the compositions, finalizing their map picks coming to the grand finals. But right now, between Team SMG and Bren, no Sova on split is pretty normal, I'd say. The Breach pick and the KO pick, those are kind of like the flavors right now. What's really interesting for me is, of course, Envious on the controller again instead of a duelist. We've seen some flex players here. For example, Alexi. She's been playing KO on Ascent on split. Sometimes she'll be playing the duelist. Let's say on Icebox. If this does go to map 3, we will probably see Alexi on that jet. We saw how she tore it up yesterday. And Mikasi, of course, is the other duelist for Bren. On the other hand, for Team SMG, it looks like they have some pretty flexible players, I would say. With Envious going from controller to duelist sometimes, and then Yoki, we see her on the second initiator, so a KO, a Breach this time around. If Envious is not playing the controller, it'll be Yoki playing that. On the other hand, Fixki is your general Sova, but is playing Sage on split this time. And of course, Aphrodite is your dedicated Sentinel. Kohaibi is also a flex player, actually. Duelist sometimes it's a Sentinel. Previously, it was a Sentinel as well, Sage. We've seen her Cypher on Haven. So really interesting, really interesting agent compositions, really interesting draft picks from both teams, because the philosophies, you can tell, are just completely different. We know yesterday,
Indeed.
SMG and Alter Ego Celeste, we even saw a mirror matchup for them on Breeze. So I think SMG is a lot closer to having a little bit more cookie cutter selections. Bren has their own style, but SMG seems like they also have their own flavor for specific maps.
Indeed, but for this time around, I feel like SMG is still going to stick to their comfort pick simply because this is their last match of defense. If when I say defense, force it to game number 3, and you don't. And as much as they do have their own flavor, as you've mentioned, I don't think or I don't feel that they should be dishing it out right now simply because the first order of business for SMG is to get game number 3, but that's already going to be a challenge coming in from SMG, knowing that Bren Esports has that point advantage, or that series point into their advantage. So you did mention as well that Bren has their own style. We've already been demonstrated by Bren Victress time and time again, and this is again also one of the new feats that we see Alexi use a KO or something. We're actually quite conditioned ourselves that Alexi is going to use as the likes of Duelist. But with the latest edition of Mikasi, things are going, to shake up quite interestingly. So this is an interesting wall coming in from Fixkey. Let's see if they are able to spot it out. One beautiful first blood coming in from her, and a quick heal as well on her side. So they already do know that Fixkey is in the other side of the wall. She literally made the wall of sage.
There's 4
in
members
towards
though.
me.
Bren are like, okay, there's a wall here, but where do we go now? And it's actually really funny because they're just slow walking
Oh,
all the way. But SMG,
Right here.
did they make? Yeah, they made a sound.
they made the sound. Spots out the body here. Shirazi takes Envious down
Beacon
in
here.
towards sewers. That's going to be the steam beacon, and of course using the smoke to cover up heaven and streets probably. But beautiful headshot coming from
Spike
Kohai.
down
He's in
A.
for the trade. Fixed with a kill of her own as well. 2v3 now. I don't think that was
One
very much
enemy remaining.
appropriate for Bren. Quite questionable in terms of their entry here. But you know what? I feel like the first blood coming in from Fixkey is, one of the pacemakers to how SMG just snowballed game 1.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them win the pistol round as well before, right? But immediately after Bren took the guns in, it started becoming a different story. But this is split after all. They know how to play this map as well, so we'll see if SMG can carry this over. They don't look phased at all, even after the loss against Bren in their own map pick, because I think that they're pretty much at home on split as well.
Indeed, and I feel as well that there's also that kind of motivation that, okay, you kind of beat us into our own maps pick, so I feel like this is also a driving force for them to also defeat Bren in their own map pick. So right now we are going to see a little bit of a fiasco happening towards mid with Zinni taking these hits, and as well as Fixkey. So look at all of these utilities. It's understandable that they are grouping themselves together here because they don't really have much guns to work with. That's going to be a slow denying entry point from heaven. But look at Alexi going down from sewers. I feel like a rotate is going to happen. So like presence wise, I feel like Killjoy or Ali and Shirazi is just gonna make some noise right here. But with the spike in the hands of Zinni, I think they're quite confuzzled on how, things are gonna get in a turn here. Because if they buy too much time to stay in ramps, I feel like they can be, what do you call this?
30
Flanked
seconds
on.
left.
And just like that, you do see Alexi getting taken down by Fixkey from vents here. And there's also the other kill. Gun advantage at this point. Tries to jump in, hides in the terrain. There should be a double peek coming in from them. Beautiful take. And they will be taking the Spectre with them. 3 versus 3 now to equalize the
10
board.
seconds left.
Paranoia is gonna be in place. Not on the spot. Was able to survive. Actually, no. But right now,
enemy
no.
remaining.
Reload back there, but Anvia still is able to take 2 while being able to switch guns in the process as well. So 2-0 from SMG. So far, they're the ones dictating the momentum.
Yeah, they lost 2 members. Yoki and Fixkey both got traded off there, but I think they'll be okay with that. Right now, they're gonna go for the full bonus. So here's something that I've seen some teams do recently. Is that on round 2, some of them actually buy 1 rifle. I think Bren liked it. Twirly, specifically Twirly, likes to do that. But SMG, they know that on round 3 they would rather full eco to bonus, to get the complete bonus, and on the next round do a full buy instead.
Indeed. I mean that is interesting shakeup as well coming in from Bren, but right now they do have the rifles, but 2 of them or 3 of them are only on half armor, so they have to consider that. So only Shirazi and potentially Alina can tank some of the damage here, but knowing Mikasi has her own way of actually taking the side, so that's going to be the boom bot. I'm not going to protect anyone so far at the moment. So here, I like the control. Love the patience coming in from SMG at the moment. But Bren, let's see how they are going to respond, because they're creating so much presence in heaven. But Ali and Alexi are making their way towards garage, but the game sense coming in from Envious is just so quick that she was able to conceal the entry point from garage. That's gonna be a quick flash in towards
30
the site
seconds left.
well. Goes in towards was able to spot out the gun of Shirazi. Alexi for the trade has as well with the kill of our Onioki with a frenzy takes Alexi down. For only Zinni to shut down inside smoke. Aphrodite wins the fight between Mikasi. The spike is planted. They have to plant, but Zinni still wins that despite the odds.
10 seconds left.
Plant here.
Spike
2 versus
planted.
1. Aphrodite will spot out.
Okay, where's Sage?
Will spot out Zinni, but still Ali was there to catch her back, which is interesting.
Yeah, Zinni.
She wasn't able to fire it out.
Zinni
Or she
just
was
turned the
firing
corner.
it out.
Yeah, she turned the corner, so the corner
Yeah.
kind of blocked the bullets. Spectre doesn't really have much bullet penetration, so the moment Zinni like jumped this corner here, it was Aphrodite just couldn't hit her.
Indeed. So yeah,
Looking at the
that
buys,
was very interesting. Go for it.
the Bren buy is not great. In fact, if you take a look at Mikasi, she's gonna have to buy armor, and then after that, it's just either light armor and a bulldog, or light armor and heavy armor and a specter. It's not great for Bren, even though they only got 1 spike plant, which is on the 3rd round. First 2 rounds they didn't get the spike plant, so this is the importance of the spike going down. And on the side of Team SMG, they have full rifles for all 5 players. Sure, you have 2 light armors, but on the side of Bren, they don't even have the choice to go Vandal Light. It's Bulldog full, or I'm not sure what Mikasi is going to buy. So they actually call a timeout here. One of the earliest timeouts I've ever seen, because they're only down 1-2 right now. But they do call
I
a timeout.
can understand the timeout call coming in from Bren here. I feel like they're kind of thinking, should we kind of risk another save for this round? Because again, the buys coming in from Bren is quite it's quite split in terms of save, but I feel like they're still going to commit into that said buy and leaving Mikasi completely vulnerable here. So I feel like she's going to be she's going to try at least to enter the site and let the other members, or trust the other members into actually getting those kills for her, as she tries to create space to enter any site here. So I can understand the early timeout as well, simply because I feel like the strategy or the way that they execute it is quite iffy. So right now, look at all of these concussions and swarm grenades denying their entry, but that's gonna be a flash in here. But Zinni spots Aphrodite, another trade from
Spike
Yoki
down A.
as she takes down Zinni. Rolling Thunder in a right timing here. Alexi, however, is able to get a little bit safe haven up, but Yoki still spots her down, making it a
S3.
one. It's gonna be a quad. No, Mikasi shuts her down. She was able to get the Phantom from all of that corpses, and Ali is going to plant in the side. Mikasi
enemy
protect
remaining.
her, but not
Spike
able
down
to,
A.
as Anvia spots her down
30
once
seconds
again,
left.
and a little bit of a rotate here. This is a 1v1 for both sides of the team. There's the camera from Mikasi's point of view, and let's see who gets to win this carousel. It's actually going to be Anvia's here again with the quick reflexes, getting that clutch.
SMG winning the first rifle round, and for Bren, you mentioned it, they saved a gun from Mikasi. She's able to save, but even though she's able to save, the rest of her team isn't. And Yoki, she had a little bit of a miss with the Rolling Thunder as well, didn't really clear the corner, which is why her teammate died. But she does get the triple anyway, and Envious cleaning up shop here, able to find Mikasi with a nice flick there.
So right now, this is a full-on save, at least for the side of Bren. Actually, Ali gets a Spectre, which is interesting. But well, she does have 1-9, so at least like if you like save an amount of, let's say, 1-6 or 1-7, you still are able to get a rifle on the next one, despite winning or losing. So at the moment, we see Shirazi no armor here, so this is so risky. A little bit of miss there, a whip coming in from Fixie. Uses the angle to get that slow orb coming and reposition. Luckily, she wasn't able to be hit by the said paint shell. So right now, look at all of these presents that they're trying to inflict upon in mid side. That's gonna be the boombot's gonna be slowed, but Alexi here gives the signal. Maybe let's go and try A. They went towards Vets, but Anvius from Ramen is able to get Ali down 50, getting Shirazi from the behind. Alexi though they're gonna have that compensation as well, plus a gun to work with too. Gives the gun to Alexi, and let's see, Zinni
30 seconds left.
hasn't used the heals just yet. Okay, now there is. It should be able to triple peek, but Zinni gets the tap away from Yoki, who is at screen. This is a very interesting rotate coming in, P, as they went on from vents to heaven. So basically,
They won't
Screed,
expect
so
this.
Suppress not gonna get anyone here, but Game from 90 takes two.
Down A.
Mikasi
10
for the
seconds left.
shutdown. 2 versus 1. That's gonna be the paranoia. Let's see who gets to push one down first. I feel like Mikasi saw this
They might line up.
coming. Oh, they might line up here, but no, Envy is still with a quick rotate, is able to shut down Mikasi, and now SMG gets their 4th point.
Yeah, this Bren saved though, so they're gonna be able to buy next round. They damaged SMG's economy. They got the spike down. A little bit messy from SMG. Kohaibi getting caught out uncharacteristically in that corner. Like she's not Jet, so she needs to jump out pretty slowly, and it was just not enough time for her to get out. Yoki as well getting scalped by that sheriff was just a bit too tough. Okay, Fredadi though saved the day there with a double kill, but I think they should have enough creds for at least a relatively decent buy. Envious has to settle for light armor and buy Yoki a gun, but not Yoki, Kohaibi a gun instead. And actually, Kohaibi's not really lighting up the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, I feel like she's I think it kind of needs some time before Kohaibi fully goes online, and to be fair as well, the members of Bren are not they're quite in 2 different sites, so maybe they have yet to like meet each other as well whenever they fight. But right now it's still too I guess we're already still coming into the middle parts of first half, so we have yet to see Kohaibi's performances right now. As I say that they don't meet, I feel like they will be here in towards B side.
Yeah, they will have to face up against Kohaibi this time. Of course, she's also on defense right now, so she's really not the one like running in, taking those duels. It's
You
just,
should run.
sometimes on a retake, it's just really difficult to find those kills. And there's gonna be the lockdown committed. Omen and enemies and Kohaibi are making there's gonna be an execute for Bren. The paranoia is gonna discourage him a little bit. It actually slowed him down by a lot. The lockdown has already been finished. The showstopper is used but doesn't find anyone. SMG is so disciplined, already moving backwards just to make sure that they don't get hit by the showstopper. Now they're gonna go for this 5v5 execute.
Let's see if it does work. This is the full-on retake, and right now we are seeing no peaks so far coming in from Bren, since they do have Peter's advantage. But Alexi will be taking Yoki down. There's gonna be another as Pixie gets the judge kill. Kohaibi with the kill of her own. I think we're already starting to see her literally pop up, but Mikasi is going to take it out by that showstopper. But Zinni will use the revive, but not enough to protect her combat. Kohaibi this time. This is the one that we've been looking for, Key. She takes 4K, and she still has time to defuse the spike.
Great plays from Team SMG. 5v5 retakes are so difficult, but what they did was that 3 ultimates that were used on Bren's side were actually considered useless. 3, no, maybe even 4. It was
One ending.
they used the showstopper, they used the lockdown, they used the KO ultimate, the res as well. Bren committed 4 ultimates in this round and still lost. And that's big. That's really big.
Indeed. And I feel like this could kind of let's say demoralize a bit for the side of Bren, since we're seeing the plan in action. We're seeing it. It's just that the end result is not really working a bit too favorably in their manner. And I feel like one of which is basically Fixie here trying to control Heaven. The area that Bren is trying to basically infiltrate. So this time we're seeing Bren quite scattered in the map. The turret is able to spot out one, but look how ready Yoki is as well here towards Rafters. So I feel like they just made the turret sound. So look at this Fixie, such
Oh,
a sneaky
no!
beautiful double alley for the trade in here as well. They should be looking at stairs at the moment. I feel like they haven't seen Kohaibi in stairs as well. But look, Envious is already ready for Garage. They need to find their footing in here. Garage Planter was not Spike Planter was not protected as Envious from Garage takes her down.
remaining.
And look at them pinned
Oh
in
my
the corner
lord.
as Kohaibi secures the 2K. And I feel like they have been very much invested in trying to take Fixie down, that this has been a recurring problem for them. They're not looking above, even if there are times that this
One
is just
enemy
situational, that Fixie isn't really doing it that much. I feel like Brent should have the idea that if this wall is up and beyond, they should really try to look
Yeah,
at the angles as well.
check the boost, right? But I think the flash or was kind of like leading them to a false sense of security that they'd be able to flash her. And the worst part about trying to get Fixie there as well is that when you kill her and there's a judge on the floor, you can't even upgrade your guns. Yeah, they had Spectre, so like if Fixie had a Vandal there, it would have been a free upgrade for Bren. But the judge, just because like, it's not a great gun, especially on the attacking side. So they're just like, okay, we can't really use this gun, but we traded 2 for 1. And Fixie is so good at being able to do that. She's just trading a 1 for 2, and then suddenly, look at this. She's showing some presence mid, immediately backs off. Bren just can't find the gun off of Fixie.
Indeed. So right now,
Placing swarm grenade.
again, I feel like this is shaking Bren a bit up, because basically SMG split is very much close to home, and you can clearly see it on how they execute their plans and how to counter and outplay out Bren. Fixie, just a pixel peek is popping up for the team, takes Shirazi down, and I feel like, again,
30 seconds left.
I am going to still stand on my statement when I say they're quite invested a bit too much in this mid take. Notice how they haven't tried to get Garage B just yet. But look at this, Envious still spots out Ali, who's trying to walk back, and
10
go high
seconds left.
B, struts them down in the entry point of Heaven, and Yoki with the concuss secures the 7th round. I feel like they've invested again too much on mid side. They haven't tried B yet. They haven't tried A yet. They've been making presence. Oh, they also have tried A, but not B yet. So look at this quick replay. See, look at the pixel peek and just the quick reflexes from Fixie. And again, the utilities of these members are just so surreal right now, Key.
And I feel like one other thing that's not mentioned yet was that Envious always pushes out B main so far and has been unpunished. Every time she pushes out B main, she's able to find a kill at mid. She's able to stop the flank from sewers. The way Envious is playing is because Bren have not gone B main, but Bren looking good right now. They finally get a kill, but Mikasi is really low. Fixie gets one, does not get a second. Unfortunately, Yoki gets the headshot, gets a second as well, and the trades are going the way of, actually even 3 for 3 right now. But are they prepared for Envious being on the other side of this wall? Oh, actually she's going back to main because the wall is actually her teammate's wall blocking her off.
They should be able to depict that the summon and garage at this point. So yes, crossfire is going to
Spike
happen
planted.
here. But take note that the ones remain from SMG are the ones who are recently popping off for the team as well. Misses that shot
enemy
and
remaining.
still able to place the peak and that angle isolations, and just like that, 8 points once again
There.
from SMG. They're not letting Bren have the time to breathe
Gone
here
here.
at this point.
Yeah, it's as you mentioned. It's the last two players that have been popping off. Well, actually, everyone in SMG is pretty much popping off right now. Victress only able to get one, but it's enough for his teammates to rotate. They bought just enough time. The showstopper misses here, but it doesn't matter because Envious is there. Everyone was looking at Kohivi, and Envious just snuck up to the side and killed them all. And SMG have this defense down to pat, but this is where things might change. Envious has gotten used to pushing B main over and over again, and right now Bren looks like they're gonna send 4 onto B main, so this step might just be heard.
It is, should be heard. And again, I feel like the lack of looking at the, we call this the corners split as well, is also what's I think ticking off Bren in general, because notice how majority of their games they're just being taken down by corners. It's gonna be a pain shells. Envious will take at least 7 of damage in there. The paranoia is just waiting in here ready. But while they wait too much, look at how the members not neglect here. Again, Victress is boosted. This time Alexi takes the tap. And they will be destroying the walls once again. See, this is what they need. They need to shut down Fixie, who's been gatekeeping them from heaven. But Kohibi goes for the trade. Angus with the quick game sense from the flank shuts down Ali as well. Zinni is able to plant the spike in here. But look at their position. They are in a bit of a situation wherein they're sandwiched.
Yeah, they're really sandwiched right now. They're all inside the post plant. This post plant is not great. They don't have the guns either. Meanwhile, SMG patiently making their way for this post retake. For Ivy, off the flash, the rolling thunder as well to secure everything. Oh, Alexi dodges it. You can do that?
How? I need to see the replay. I need to see the replay. And now, but you know what? If despite all the odds, SMG still stands tall, and look at this dominating performance that we're seeing here. Both of our teams really don't want to go down without a fight at the moment. So let's look at the quick replay, shall we? So as I mentioned, gatekeep. Kohibi goes there to say that statement. There's no replay from the rolling thunder, but still SMG was able to get the job done. They were able to deny the potential point that could have gone from Bren, and I don't think that this is looking good for Bren here, at least for this half.
No, not at all. Their buy right now means that their next buy is also pretty broken. So they have a full buy at the moment, but next buy is probably... We'll have a few half armors here and there. Oh, Fixie is actually using an operator right now. That's surprising. Off stage, haven't seen that in a while, but they should know that she's there because she's boosted herself on the spot multiple times, over and over again. So I'd be surprised if she found a kill. Okay, at least she gets away, does not get the kill. The wall is starting to break though. They know that she's on and off. They know that she's no Jet. She doesn't have a dash. She doesn't have smokes either, so they can hunt her down. But she does have the res as well, so if I'm SMG, I wouldn't want Fixie to die first.
Cover going up.
Indeed, because again, you would still want that luxury. But
Oh no,
right now,
the toaster.
Envious didn't really have much to do. That's going to be a trade for the respective team. They saw Fixie in that box, and right now that's going to be the res coming in from Zinni. Let's see if they are able to, get this one down, because it's a 3v5 this time around. I'm loving that slow as well coming in from Zinni. It kind of denies Aphrodite from getting one. Shirazi with the up takes one. Mikasi to take Yoki in an off angle from heaven. This is actually looking good. Now they have the capability to sandwich Kohibi, who is here in alley.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1v5 for her, but there's no 1v5 happening if you can't even get a first kill. Bren get their second round on the board.
Last
and
round before the
you know,
switch.
if Bren want to win this, they should win the next round so that they could 9-3 curse SMG.
Indeed, but again, this is the last round before the switch. 9-3 curse, maybe? You know, we've seen 8-4s that went into fruition. Let me just give you guys, you know, down the memory lane, you know, Arresta, they were able to get, you know, 8-4, and now they had overtime with X10 Crypt from before, you know, if my memory corrects me. And right now, if Bren does get this third point, which again their objective is for this fight, maybe, you know, the 9-3 curse is still here, but let's see, Key.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because SMG, even though they lost that one round, I think that they're gonna adjust their strategy. I think that one round they only lost because the orbital strike was great from Brim, was able to take
There.
Envious down. Fixkey's position with the operator is better here as well, rather
should
than
run.
at mid. But it's actually going to be a big fake. So that's going to be a lockdown committed. SMG, they're not biting the fake just yet, but Yoki is a little bit out of position right now, so she ducks into elbow. Okay, they know that it's a fake. Look at the rotation from Team SMG. They're coming in faster than the rotations from Bren. They might actually just be able to stop Bren from coming in here. There's a showstopper being used. Yoki gets really low, but Kfredite is going to shut them down. That's a triple for her. Fixkey is going to be there for the trade as well. Reses Kfredite is all down to Zinni right now, but what can she do? Nothing at all as 6-2 finishes her off.
What happened back
Switching
there,
sides.
Key? It's as if that, you know, at that point, Bren basically telegraphed their plan against SMG, knowing that things were going into fake, or the diversion play or the diversion tactic that Bren had in mind. I feel like SMG knows it, because maybe, you know, it takes one to know one. Maybe because SMG also does this kind of tactic, or the pattern that Bren has been showing off and in the previous rounds has already been you know, like memorized and already by the book. So SMG does already know how to basically respond to whatever Bren has to do. So with that being said, this is a 10-2 score line. This is in favor of SMG. Normally, if it's your map pick, we would expect, especially from us, from the back end here, that if you choose this map, you would excel here. But right now, we are seeing that SMG is trying to prove that fact, as well as Bren have done during game number 1. So, Key, do you think once the sides have been switched, is there going to be some magic going to happen on the side of Bren? Because I feel like they do need that magic if they want to secure the sweep.
I think that they do. You're right. They do need that magic, but if SMG just win the pistol round, it's over. Like Bren, they don't have much room for mistakes, because 2-10. If this were Icebox and they're coming onto the attacking side, I'd say okay, maybe. But Split, even though it's very defensive sided, I think that it's just so difficult to string too many rounds together. SMG did a really impressive job locking down Split from Bren, and I'm impressed, because Bren yesterday on Split looked really good, especially with this exact same lineup. But it's just not working out against Team SMG, because their defenses, they know how to shift it around. They know how to push Split. The thing about Split is that if you gain control over parts of the map, it becomes a lot simpler to understand how to defend it. And Envious was the key to actually doing that, because she kept pushing B main and getting so much information by just walking forward. And Bren, I think they were too slow. And like you mentioned, from the telegraph plays as well, the lockdown on B did not get accompanied with smokes. So it was pretty obvious that they're not coming here. It's definitely a fake. Split fakes are common. And I think that SMG had the great presence of mind to realize that it was a fake. They did not rotate yet.
Indeed. So here, this time around, we are going to see how SMG is going to take the attacker side. Will they be teaching a lesson, a thing or two for Bren, or will Bren just, you know, suddenly pop off in towards this this fight? So right now, here we're seeing a lot of utilities that are being dished out, but I feel like it's just forcing one and the other to use it so that they don't have much to use later. Liking this retreat here, but K490 takes one from behind, catches them off guard, going to sandwich Mikasi right here. And as you've seen it, there's a trade happening across the board.
Oh, they're actually going B?
They're going to re-rotate once again. So basically SMG played for peaks. They tried to dwindle down the members of Bren first before committing to a side, because that kind of preoccupied them to rotate in the said area. So right now Fixky, beautiful spray coming in there.
30
so
seconds left.
right now it's already down to a 2 versus 4.
Spike planted.
Yeah, they've already whittled down the members of Bren. The post plants are ready. There's a turret even watching heaven. They're gonna know that they're here, and they're not even gonna find any more kills. And this is exactly what I was saying. If SMG find a pistol, the next round is gonna be a forced buy for Bren. Like, this disrupts the natural flow of the game. Typically, you'd want to save here, but you don't want to go to match point. So Bren, they're gonna have to buy here.
I mean, it's to me, this is an 11-2 lineup. I feel, however, that they I don't know. This is just on me, but I feel like saving would be the best bet. I mean, if you'd like to want to, secure the round with the more better weaponry, I feel like it's going to be tricky, but match point win. I mean, like, winning the round, even if it's match point, I think is much better. But right now, because they bought, I feel like they need to utilize these as much as they can. So Shirazi Mikasi is able to take down one beautiful wall to let Shirazi escape. 4v3 this time around in this fight. Let's see. That's a little bit of a coming in. Beautiful tap there coming in from Fixie as well. Walls out alley. Was not able to see Zinni. It's going to be the spike planted. Look at the crosshair already from Zinni. Already loaded for alley, but I don't think they still see her in here. But look at that. Mikasi takes one Zinni for a kill of her own. Only one remains. But K490 still wins it out. And this is what I've been telling you. If you do buy in an 11-2 score line, it's quite risky, because if you force buy it, you have to win it. If not, you're going to be placed in a very difficult position once the match point is up. And normally, I would say that this could be a game for SMG once more, but at the same time, Bren has their own magic of, clutches. But if Bren does win this round, every round should not have any room for mistakes.
Yeah, they have zero room for error at all, and it's just I think Bren are looking at map 3 already. I just really feel that they should be prepping for Icebox at this point in time. They're still gonna try to win, of course, but I just think that 12-2 on split, they have the disadvantage for guns as well. It's just too much. But right now, SMG, some of them are buying rifles. Actually, I think they should pretty much just force this out. They probably want to close Bren out right here, right now, and they have the tools for that. Right now, SMG 12-2. They look like they know what they're doing on attack as well. Bren don't have the stopping power to actually stop the pushes, but Team SMG really showing that they're deserving of this top 3, because, like I mentioned, they had a relatively easier bracket compared to Bren. Bren had to fight X10 Crit, Bren had to fight Alter Ego Celeste early on, played the lower bracket all the way, beat X10 Crit again, and now SMG are going to take a map off Bren, likely going to go to Icebox.
Yeah, I mean, that's the play here for SMG. Looking at the stakes right now, SMG really is in a good position at the moment. So I'm not saying that I don't have hope for Brent. It's just that with the conditions that are laid upon in here, they really need to win, starting from this specific round up to most of the rounds until we reached a potential overtime. But again, we did mention that that's a huge crawl from the current stature that we have right now. And SMG, I don't think that they're going to go down without a fight here. Liking it, however, though, that SMG is not being complacent despite the score advantage.
Yeah, and technical pause is gonna be done. SMG are to go for an execute. The knife pops out first. There's a slow orb as well, denying a little bit of mid control. Bren are actually
Can't use
committing
that.
4 players to watch mid, but SMG, they're kind of reading this right. They're feeling mid a little bit, but they actually have members going into B main already.
This time, I feel like SMG is demonstrating how one takes the middle side of split. Because right now, Zinnia, however, tries to go down to for the trade. Shirazi with a trade of her own. And here we have it. And 3 to 4. Shirazi low health. Aphrodite is planting this spike at the moment.
Spike
So
planted.
I feel like crossfires are going to happen from SMG. So Bren may go all ham in here and just, go for the triple peaks if needed be. But look at that. Too preoccupied from Mali. Alexi takes one game for Lighty for the trade. Yoki with the kill over. Oh, make it a double here. And only Ali, being the remaining member alive, came for
Attackers win.
towards game number 2 for Team SMG.
It's really like we called. Both teams have very similar map picks, which is why it's not surprising that SMG are able to take split away from Bren. Both teams just play similar maps, and the only map that I would say is very clear is if Bren got bind, and then I would say Bren will definitely win bind. But on the other maps, it's a toss-up between these two teams. They're fighting for second place. They're fighting for a chance to go against Alter Ego Celeste again. Alter Ego Celeste have beaten both of these teams in the upper bracket. SMG in the upper bracket finals, Bren in the semifinals. And right now the Queens are sitting pretty on top, watching these two teams have to go through 3 games before having to go against a best of 5 against Alter Ego Celeste. It's going to be crazy, but we're going to go to Icebox. Before that, we're going to see a little bit of ice here as Zinni and Fixkey are both the MVPs of their respective teams. Both Sages, by the way.
Both Sages indeed. So basically Split became a battle Sage play. We do see Zinni here getting 13 kills, 237 ACS, 1.4 KDA. Fixkey, however, has been popping up, especially in their attacker side, getting 15 kills, 281 ACS, and 2.0 KDA. Not going as far beyond here for the other members of the team. Mikasi and Kohaibi are, in similar ACSs, only Mikasi an advantage of 1, but still the same thing. The KDA rather has still been in the hands of Kohaibi. Meanwhile, Alexi and the members here didn't really use their utilities at too much extent. As SMG, however, in terms of objectives, they do have 12k in terms of damage, but the headshot percentage is in the hands of Bren, getting it by 9.4%, so the 0.3 difference is there. Frag wins going in towards SMG with 9, with objective wins of 4. So this is very much interesting, quite close in terms of the fight, but still into the game itself. SMG dominated Split here, completely shut down for the likes of Bren, not even giving them the time to breathe as well, especially into the attacker side. So I feel like for the side of Bren, the tendency or the habit to not really look at the corners, and as well not being used to Fixkey being boosted up on her wall, I think is one of the things that that ticked off the plan of Bren.
Yeah, now we're gonna see the highlights. Of course, it's gonna be all of Fixkey kills, some Yoki highlights here. She's holding on the site really well. They just couldn't break SMG's defenses, and we can see that as Kifredi also sits on the site, able to kill multiple members before dying. Even here where Fixkey used the judge, I think in 2 rounds, both rounds were pretty effective for her. Kohaibi with the 4k here, able to get the kill before the res is even finished, secured that round. And here's the judge play from Fixkey. She got flashed, sure, but she got 2 kills before dying, and they just couldn't get into heaven because of Fixkey. They tried different sites, but SMG were just so coordinated. Their defense was very fluid. It was moving around too fast. They tried so many things. They tried to go onto A, they tried to go onto ramps, they tried to go main, but they just couldn't get through SMG's defenses.
Indeed, and I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that SMG quite demonstrated how things are done in Split, and this is why Split is also banned out against SMG for a reason. So right now, SMG, both of our teams actually proved to themselves that they can outplay their enemy team despite their map selection picks. So currently, our scoreboard is SMG with 1, as well as Bren Victress with 1. Up next, we will be having another map here. This is the deciding game for both of our teams, but we will see all of that action. My name is Say, and with me is Key when we come back after a short break. Welcome back, everyone, to the Valorant Game Changers APAC series of FSL Open 2. And once again, we are your casters for this game. My name is Zaya, and with me is Key. So earlier, we've been seeing the games of SMG and Bren. Both of them bested out themselves on how to, outplay or to win against the enemy team's map selection. So right now, this is the battle to whoever gets that second place spot to get a chance to dethrone potentially Alter Ego Celeste. But this is going to be Icebox right now, Key, selected by Bren, and the first defense is going to be Team SMG.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared for. I actually don't know what to feel for this one. Icebox has been a pretty good map for SMG, especially even in their previous iterations. Bren, we saw them yesterday dominate on Icebox as well on the attack side. So SMG, you can tell that they're a bit more defense-minded team. They prefer starting on defense. It seems like they win more rounds on defense than on attack. And I think that Team SMG picking defense is more comfort for them. But at the same time, Bren are comfortable on attack on Icebox. So this is going to be interesting. Will Alexi go to duelist like they're used to on Icebox? Will it be a double duelist again? Jet plus Reyna, Jet plus Raze on Mikasi? We'll see. But on SMG side, will they go for something new as well? Or will they go for their tried and tested? Are they going to go double duelist? In fact, even will Envious still be on Omen? Or will we see something else? Because I think that I'm pretty sure the SMG have other Viper players. I forgot who it was already at this point.
I feel like Bren is going to use with their usual lineup. Basically, Alexi going back to duelist, Shirazi basically going to be the Viper once again. I guess Zinni would be Sova.
Yeah.
Mikasi will be either a duelist as well. And Ali may be going for the likes of Killjoy as well, because I feel like they need to come back to their comfort, because KO sure worked well with a set but not much on split, so I feel like they need to let that go, because there's no more room for error for both sides of the team in here. Meanwhile, for the side of SMG, I feel like Envious can be the duelist for the team here in Icebox, since we are seeing her pop off and shed some light towards the team, or can still use Omen to potentially a semi initiator and or duelist as well. For the other members of SMG, I feel like they will be sticking their stones to the likes of Viper and Killjoy and Sova still present in towards this map, because again, Sova does provide a lot of information here. Hunter's Fury as well, especially for post-plan situations, can be quite in handy as well. So I agree with you, Keith. I feel like we'll see like a more similar matchup in terms of agent selection.
Yeah, Icebox is less fancy, I would say. There's less room for experimentation. You know that the controller is likely going to be a Viper. You would like a Jet here because she really opens up the map for Icebox. The verticality is in her favor with the updraft. So we're going to see, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Viper and Jet. The Sage has also been kind of a staple here, especially for kitchen control. Chamber sort of becoming sort of a flavor pick. I'm not sure if the teams will actually use it. It didn't work out for Extended. But I've seen K4DIT on the Chamber on Icebox, so we'll see if that's going to be the case for these teams. And this is a tournament point for both of them. Whoever wins this, it's become a best of one, right? This is a best of 3 series, but at this juncture, because it's 1-1, this last map is the only one that matters. And whoever wins this will have a chance to try and dethrone Alter Ego Celeste in the grand finals.
Truly, and I agree with you on that. Chamber has also been becoming, a part of Icebox as well, being very much versatile in terms of the rendezvous and tour de force as well. So the fact that you can have that sheriff, the early stages of sheriff advantage as well for Chamber also complements the map in general.
Yep.
So again, I feel like one of our teams will also be using this, or maybe the likes of both can be utilized. Chamber, who's been the recent addition to the agent lineup. So with that being said, I do agree with you as well. Icebox is not really that fancy. If you know that this type of composition works, might as well use it in your own comfort. But in terms of identifying who gets the upper hand, this is also a question in mind.
Yeah.
Because both of our teams just, basically threw both down in the respective 2 games that we've had.
Yeah, they're both really good teams. You could tell by getting the other team's map pick. They are both they don't have small map pools. In fact, both teams have pretty large map pools. I feel like probably I don't think I've seen Bren on Freeze really so much. But Team SMG or rather even Haven. I think Bren really prefer your splits, your ascents, your ice boxes. So all these 3 maps are kind of comfort for Bren, but at the same time, SMG also have pretty good win rates on these maps. So it's really hard to say who's gonna win here. yesterday X10 showed that they struggled a little bit against Bren, and Bren, you can study a little bit of Bren there. So SMG has a little bit more recent research because they just saw the matchup. They just saw Bren play. So they should be ready for that. If the Icebox is going to be the last map, they should be ready with the picks. They should be ready with the setups. They should be ready with the defensive setups as well, because they full well know that if Bren, if Alexi is going to be on that jet, she's going to be rushing into that site every single time. She's absolutely insane. And if they're ready for that, then SMG just might give Bren a run for the money. But on Icebox, it's really so attacker sided that SMG starting on defense, I think they must have a plan in mind.
I mean, they should be able to, because again, knowing the momentum capabilities of attacker side towards Icebox is quite powerful, especially playing the right cards. They should be able to have something up their sleeves in trying to really defend Icebox as much as possible in the hands of Bren. Both Bren and SMG have the tendencies to very much be aggressive if given the chance to be. And it's basically all about not just timing and not just aim duels alone, but how they position themselves, how they can create diversion plays in towards Icebox, because Icebox is one of the big maps that we have today. And being able to play around and be proactive in the map is something that you would want, especially that you can catch the members of the defender side off guard. So in the defender's perspective, which is SMG for this first half, they need to prevent that from happening. They need to basically outplay them with whatever dishes are ready to be, served that Bren is trying to give them. So I can't really say a specific tactic for both sides of the teams, because I feel like they know their stuff. They know what to do in this specific map. It's just about how well they execute their strategies in towards our final game, because both are quite pressuring for both of the teams, because you said it, our best of threes basically just became best of ones, because this battle is going to determine who gets to fight our queens waiting in the grand finals.
Yeah, and the queens that are waiting are also very scary. It's going to be a best of 5 against them, and no one has even won a best of 3 against A Celeste so far. And yesterday, I mean, both of these teams had a chance to go against them. Bren took them to game 3. SMG almost took them to game 3. So both teams are, I mean, they're both strong. They're both second place teams for sure. But can they be first place teams? That's what really remains to be seen here. But before that, they still need to fight each other, because right now, SMG versus Bren on Icebox, I think this will really show us whether the teams have the mettle to go all the way against Alter Ego Celeste. Now, we're gonna go into Agent Select really shortly. Sorry for the technical delay, guys, but we will start seeing whether Alexi will be picking that jet, whether Team SMG will have I think she will. I actually think she will.
It. And also for the members of SMG, I feel like both of their teams are just gonna go by default. The comfort, no time for experimentations at this point, because again, their tournament journey is at stake in here at this point. So it's pretty much exciting to see how things are gonna turn up for them. But right now, let's go ahead in towards the Agent Select here for the side of our teams. So here, like as we've mentioned, we do see the Viper, Sage, Sova, Jet in here, plus the Chamber, but it's in the hands of Kohaibi. Interesting.
That's really interesting. Okay, Envious is a pretty good jet. She's also really sick. She's also the one tearing it up for Team SMG on Icebox. Oh, okay.
Double duelist lineup.
This is Bren's lineup yesterday as well. So this is interesting, because we were talking about how Bren has sort of like a new signature style where they run the brim, they run a lot of mollies. This is slightly different from that, but it worked out for them yesterday against Extincrit. In fact, I would say it's even more effective than their usual style. So Bren, just because they're playing not their normal new look, doesn't mean that they're not going to play well, because they play really well, even in standard.
So right now, basically, this sums up the agent selection picks for both sides of the team. And here, there's no more room for dilly-dallying for both, and I'm in a position of nerve-wracking uh, placements in here. So, Key, what are your thoughts in this one?
We might go to overtime for this map. I think that's my guess. Both teams are equally skilled on this map, I feel. I think that Bren will not be able to get away with what they did yesterday against X10. Not because I think that X10 is an inferior team or SMG is a superior team to X10, but that SMG has had a chance to study what Bren are doing on Icebox.
All right, so here, I feel like a very good start to rush the sites is going to be the key here, at least for the side of Bren, because they're very much known for being aggressive, right? In especially when taking sites, they're also quite they're also quite flexible in terms of playing around the map. So if they do need the call to rotate, they have no hesitations of doing so. But the other factor that we have to consider here as well is how SMG is going to counter that fact. So this is not just a game of the technicalities of it all, but also the capability of either one of the teams to create these mind games, and to whoever falls for it is going to be basically the game changer for literally, no pun intended, for this specific game.
Yes, we're gonna have to see. And between the two teams, it's also a matter of who shows up, because the performance for some players have been relatively inconsistent the past few days. But I think that from the two games today that we've seen, it looks like everyone is there. Everyone is locked and loaded right now, which is why I'm excited to see this game 3 on Icebox on a map that both teams are used to, whether everyone can fire all 5 cylinders and who will prove to be the victor.
So here, looking at how they're positioned in towards our minimap right now, Bren may be eyeing out for a site, which is sometimes their usual go-to rather. And one of them are always leaving someone from the behinds to check out their flank. And I feel like Shirazi is going to do just that. However, for SMG, 2 and B long, I feel like this is going to be they might go for the push in B long. But right now, look at this as they run towards A. Not gonna spot out anyone at the moment. Liking the walls coming in from Shirazi, blocking out the way from outside city. Recon Ball's going to detect Fixie. Oh no, Yoki rather. As wall is stayed up in here, so it's about where they plant. Pink shelf is going to be placed in towards the backside, just so that they don't have the portal of entry. Spike is planted here, not on heaven side. So look at this. Oh, Shirazi takes the peek, but she's the one who's going to get dinked. So Recon Ball is denied here for both sides of the team. But look at all of this. Alex will start it off taking one down. Look at the positions from members of SMG, and only the Jet, only Anvis remaining in this site here. That's going to be a flawless fight as Shirazi shuts her down. Nice start from Bren. And as we mentioned here, Envious is actually going to win being the duelist for SMG.
Yeah, finally back on that Jet. Didn't pan out for them though. I think they did not expect that wall or that plant from Bren, and they just got choked out. The retake was not clean at all for SMG. But Bren, we talked about this. They on attack on Icebox, they're just so good. They're so fast. They can execute A very well. They have to be prepared for the B mid push as well. SMG, they're gonna have to show up here. They're gonna have to show that they're ready for Bren strats.
Indeed. So right now, another 8 from Red White, something that isn't broken. Recon Bomb was so useful here. Nice spray from Alexi. With the shorty, is able to take one out though, is going to have something in response. Uses the wall here, but places it actually this time on a slightly open plan. So I feel like they're going to try and regress here a bit. just to let because it's a 3v4, right? So I feel like they're going to let them enter, not to a point where they have the advantage.
One enemy
Vinny is
remaining.
going to transfer her spray. Fly before the trade, but Alexi and Shirazi has her back in taking the members of SMG down for the second.
Yeah, SMG will now have the full guns to buy. If they can hold Bren here, then we will have a competitive game. But if Bren win this, we saw Bren win their third round against X10 yesterday. And if Bren win this, then it's basically be downhill from here for SMG. So let's see if they can hold this. Let's see if this lineup of theirs is actually going to be able to hold the onslaught that is Bren Esports Victress.
This time, I feel like SMG should have something to answer here, knowing that they have the rifles in their side. But the aggressive or the momentum that Bren is showing us right now is so different from like Alexi, however, is going to take down right at the very start of our game with not a minute to spare. Uses the wall here. I feel like they're going to plant in that side once again. I like the versatility that's coming through. That's going to be working for him. That's going to come down for the trade alley to get her fallen friend. But Gohaibi has an answer. So right now, liking how
One enemy remaining.
actually, one takes a gun, but Gohaibi is able to shut one down. So Alexi, being the only member alive, takes
One
that
enemy
fake
remaining.
fuse, takes Gohaibi down with a low brink of HP, knowing that she does have the advantage here. She's going to have to wait for Envious, but going above, not sure if she's able to spot that out. Let's see. Heard the footsteps, not good. What's above here? What
Get out.
still happens through, and Alexi gets free.
Yeah, she's not able to upgrade her gun though. I think she stopped in celebration, so Alexi doesn't get the upgrade. But that's already 7 kills for Alexi. Absolutely insane plays from her. And as I mentioned here, this is not what you want if you're Team SMG. You don't want to lose your buy round. And basically this bonus got converted for Bren to just a free round. They already get to upgrade their rifles. SMG need to eco yet again.
They have to, or else the economic disparity is going to happen to them again if they try to force this out. So this time, conditioning them towards A. This time they shake things up and go to B, knowing that everything is clear. I feel like they have an idea that they are in long. Not sure about how they're going to look. They try to jump here.
Spike
Down
planted.
for the trade. Envious with the tap. This
my
Mikasa with the res. Maybe using it as bait, but works well for their favor. Now we're back to
Last player standing.
Yeah, it's gonna be just Yoki left 1v4. They did get some utility out of Bren, which is the most that they could ask for right now. They got utility, they got Mikasi off of a pretty conservative eco. I think only Fixkey actually bought Spectre. I'm not even sure why the Spectre was bought there, but they can really just, you know, their way to this next round, make sure that on this round they're able to get it, because SMG have the chance to flip it back, to flip the script. Gohaibi has her ultimate. She has she bought a Spectre as well, just in case, and the rest of the team for Team SMG have rifles as well. So can they stop Bren?
This is all going to depend on their performance, but right now Bren is utilizing undershoot with mid, and look at this. Alexi plus out one, hides from the terrain, makes and takes the kill. Knowing that there are presence from kitchen, they quickly shift their location to somewhere more viable. So right now, you do see me cast the spots out to Fixkey, however, still takes them down, denying the potential domination that could have happened from Bren. Hunter's Fury. Shirazi, however, is going to take Envious out from under two. The Hunter's Fury not gonna touch anyone this time around, but in the 3v2 fight, we do see Gohaibi uses the rifle, but there's a trade from Ali, so it's a 2v1 still. Fixie has to isolate her fight, but not looking at the angles. Fixie takes two, make it a 4. And just like that, the clutch happens, breaking the streak against Bren.
It was super expensive though. Like, it's really just not what you want to see. But SMG, you know what? The round is important. Kate Ferdati unfortunately not getting the shot in there, but Fixkey was there for the double kill trade. Kohibi got the first one here as well, but look at this flick. She almost got that flick over there, but Ali, not expecting Fixky to have already dropped and was able to get the clutch. Fixky really showing up for Team SMG there.
Exactly. And this is what SMG need. They kind of need to get back on their footing right here. They just need to place themselves in a manner wherein Bren is either not looking or off angles or maybe in the likes of, simply being in a favorable advantage. So Hunter's Fury uses the Raptor. Look at all of that damage inflicted, and just like that, Mikasi was able to take 3 with all of those fiasco.
Yeah, it was just crazy. The Hunter's Fury, all the grenades, and then
Spike
all of a
planted.
sudden, in the blink of an eye, everyone from Team SMG died. They had a good read. They had 3 members on A, 1 on mid. The read was there, but the execute from Bren was just too much. The Hunter's Fury, all the nades, they didn't know where to go. They played a little bit too far forward, and all the utility just decimated Team SMG. Now, Kfredite, we've seen her win 1v3s before. This is why we call her Clutch Fredite. This is her chance to show if she still has the 1v3 clutch.
But the time is ticking. She is able to spot out the plastic from there, but with that tap of the gun, they are able to hear where Kfredite is at, and just like that, Shirazi just went for the cleanup. 1 to 5, Bren was able to bounce back. Looking at our stats here to see the economy kind of falter down for Team SMG. They need to save for this round if they want better weaponry on the next one. But so far, as this alternate rifle eco for SMG, it's working well for Bren here because they are just really swooping down the site at the moment.
Yeah, they're just executing really fast, which is surprising because this looks very different from the Bren that we saw on Split, as Envious gets a first kill with her Blade Storm. There's a showstopper being committed. Bren are committing a lot of utility for this anti-lethal. Alexi takes Yoki down. Showstopper does not find anyone but Fixky with a headshot. Immediately Jiggle Peaks does not find anyone just yet. This still might be doable for SMG as they actually have the numbers advantage. Envious gets one from behind. She wasn't even aiming for Zinni. For Ali rather. She was rather aiming for Zinni, but they make this thrifty work. I'm not sure what went on there. What happened to Bren's execute, but SMG just played. You know what? We're not going to play on site. You're not going to be able to execute on anyone.
And yeah, I agree with you on that. Look at the quick replay right here. Nice flick coming in from, or tap rather, from Fixky, and Gohaibi just went from the flank to end things up. But going back earlier, now Envious was I think Envious had the call to, okay, I'm going to push them from flank, hence why Shirazi was caught off guard from spawn, which is a very nice call indeed because they've been seeing the trend that Bren is pushing from A.
Get out of my way!
And right now, let's see if they can hold this time around as they failed this hold multiple times. There's a dash in from the Jet. Kohibi actually using that to her advantage. Was able to take Alexi down through her teammate, actually. But the rest of Bren are just scrambling backwards.
They have the option to rotate right here, but I feel like they're going to try and stay towards A once again. But they have to take note of the flanking capabilities once again. They don't want to neglect that factor anymore. So I feel like the drone spotted out Shirazi in that process from spawn. So look at how they try their best to sandwich them down. So look at this operator as well from Envious here. Just one peek from Shirazi. This could lead her to her demise. Unless, of course, Envious, misses this shot. That's going to be a wall. Beautiful peek coming in from Envious as well. And the recon bolt is able to detect her. But right now, it looks like it's so good for SMG in terms of number advantage. That's going to be the Viper's spin. Takes a quick pick, but not enough to protect the gang. Zinni for the trade as well. Peeks down. Aoki is taken down by Zinni here. But again,
One enemy remaining.
Ali spots the flanking case for Dr. 50 for the trade, but Ali secures this game. And right now, they're trying to prove that they can still get A despite the worst case scenarios handled.
I have money.
Yeah, that was Team SMG looked like they had that in the bag, but they look at this maze from the two sage walls is crazy. Zini though was able to find Yoki. Aphrodite not getting a jump on Ali here. Big misplay from her. If she gets Ali there, that would have been pretty much a win for Team SMG, but because of that, they crumbled. Their defenses got decimated, and now Team SMG have this pretty broken buy. Envious doesn't even have armor. Yoki doesn't have a gun but has armor. They do have the rest though. They have the Viper's Pit as well, so they want to try winning this round.
Trying to win this round again, but this time they are eyeing up for B side. Aphrodite, however, shuts down Alexi, who tries to enter from the side, uses the paint shell for a bit more security on the back side. Zinni, however, plants the spike here with the wall. Now it's time for the post-plant situation once again. Understandable with the spray down, simply because they want to, maybe potentially dig them out. Because right now we're seeing a full stack of SMG right here, having the opportunity to flawless this, but Zinni shuts her down from B long. That's gonna be the Viper's Pit right here. And the shock dart is enough to take Ali down. The Viper's Pit is not gonna be pushed all through. Mikasi as well, taking one from backside, and Ali for the 3 takes their 7th point here, still in effect in getting B side.
SMG committed a little bit too much. They took a little bit too long as well to get onto the site. They waited for everyone to gather. They just couldn't find the kills. They tried to go for a cheeky Viper's Pit, but Aphrodite immediately gets shut down by the shock dart, and SMG are forced to yield a round here because the economy is just terrible. Now, we've seen SMG win eco rounds though. The previous win that they just had was an eco as well. But the clock is ticking. The rounds are all going to Bren's way. SMG need more than just cheeky ecos and random wins here and there. They need many more rounds to actually secure this map.
Early usage of Hunter's Fury, which is quite understandable. They would want to get but look at the backup that's coming in from Bren. The moment the Hunter's Fury is placed, the moment they are able to make things work. So the wall, not enough for the Peeker's advantage for Kohai here. Spike is going to be planted from the sides, though. They've learned their lesson, not letting the flank enter. And just like that, they are able to completely shut down SMG for this 10th round. So far we're seeing a seesaw here. You know that scales are siding once more, or favoring once more Bren Esports. See, I'm liking this key in this replay specifically. Well, I mentioned this earlier and I'll mention it again. The utility usage of Bren is off the charts here. Plus, they're not complacent because they have 2 members backing the Hunter's Fury from Ali up. So that alone is great discipline from Bren Victress.
Yeah, and SMG, when they play defense, I think they should play a little bit further back because they're definitely having a difficult time holding off this Bren push. And because of that, it just feels like they lose too many members too early. Like right now, they're gonna try to go for this. Look at Kohaibi already playing a forward position. Oh, they're not even checking up. Kohaibi finally takes Alexi down though, and she peeks again. Takes a second, but has to deal with the boom bot. Unfortunately, her teammate was not helping her there. Fixky is gonna get one, but Ali is there for the trade. 2v2 still. And right now, Yoki and Aphrodite, they have not been performing. These 2 players have been struggling this map. And I think they have 2 kills apiece. Yoki has had the rest for the longest time, but because of how Team SMG play, because of how fast Bren is, we have not seen that res because they just can't find safety for their teammates. But it looks like Bren is going to go to the B site. This might give Yoki a chance to res. This might give SMG the chance to play a 3v2.
Ooh, liking the fake.
30 seconds
they
left.
went to spawn.
Enemy remaining.
But look at this. That's gonna be the rest. Aphrodite for the trade, but Yoki is not gonna let her fallen comrade die in vain, as they were able to snag a point
Last round in the
away
half.
from Bren Esports. So I guess that's what they need. But then again, Key, we've been mentioning this from some amount of time. As much as ults are great, they shouldn't be really heavily dependent on these said ults. But look at this quick replay right here. As you mentioned, they didn't see the one boosted from above. Gohai was able to take the trade, but too preoccupied on the ladder and is able to be take down by Ali. But then again, this is where things went for the cause. One was able to get down, but I felt like they weren't able to isolate the fight from earlier. So Envious here was able to take one down. Alexi for the shutdown. This is a 4v4, spots out Gohai from kitchen. Now they know that there are members in kitchen here, 2 specifically. So right now, this is respective trades, but the manpower is in the hands of SMG.
They have the advantage. They also have all position towards B though. The spike has already made its way to A, and it looks like Alexi is going to be able to... Oh, they changed their minds. They slowed down a little bit. They don't know that SMG have all rotated onto B already. So they're slowly making their way to the side. The 2 traps are still there from Kohibi, from Chamber, but those traps will only confirm that they're on the site. It's a little bit too late for the trap to confirm, but the rotations, SMG will have to make them right now. 4v3 for them, they have the advantage, but the spike is down. Time is not on their side.
I feel like that was an open plan per se, just so that they can have a better footing from the latter parts of the map here. So looking at this, that's gonna be the smoke. The diffuse is going to happen here. But Alexi's there. They're holding it. They're not faking it. Even the toxin is still there, but they were able to shut it down. The toxins coming in from Shirazi worked well, but Yoki is able to shut her down, and this is another 8-4, a scoreline key. We've been seeing this trend time and time again. Some were able to successfully catch up to the rounds. Some didn't really push quite through. But this is an interesting way to end the first half, to say the least, Key, because
For sure.
still, even though that the score advantage is in the hands of Bren, anything can still happen. Because we did mention this earlier, attackers very much dictate on how the pacing is going to be in playing with Icebox. What do you think about this, Q? Do you think SMG will have their limelight as well, coming into them being the attackers this time?
Yeah, for sure. They have the lineup for it. It's not like in Ascent where they didn't have a duelist. They have a duelist right now. They have the range on the chamber as well, which I really like. I think that their attack on Icebox actually used to be pretty good when in their previous iterations. So I think they'll still be pretty good on this attacking side. I just hope it's not too little too late for them, because they've only found their footing towards the last part of the first half. The last 2 rounds were won by them. It was 2-8 at some point. I thought it was going to be a 2-10. But of course, this is the best that they could hope for. They finally found a solution against Bren, but it was a little bit towards the end.
Indeed. So right now, I'm pretty excited to see how both of our teams are going to react now that they are going to switch their sides. Seeing how Bren performs at the moment for the attacker side worked wonders for them, really capitalizing the rush pushes that they opted. It worked well, some didn't, but you did mention it, SMG kind of found their pattern already in the later parts of the game. Not enough to basically at least have the reset or have the tiebreaker from the scoreline. So far in terms of performance, Bren Esports does have the upper hand here, but SMG still has the capability to make things work into their favor if their attacking side is, much more unpredictable or unreadable, but for their favor. So for the side of Bren, they do also have their limelights in the defensive sides. Sometimes they tend to go aggressive despite being on the ladder. So what do you think, Key, is a good way to start this pistol round for either of the teams?
I think that the A execute is kind of the default for all teams, especially for pistols. For a B wall into plant, that's kind of the other solution. But SMG don't look like they're choosing a site. They might just go through mid, actually. Mid to B, which is a Bren, kind of like a Bren strat.
Indeed. I mean, true, but at the same time, if you want to start with mid, you gotta make it work. Because mid sometimes is a very good area to catch your opponent's off guard. But if you are going to use this and still be predictable, it's not really gonna work in the later parts of the game. So right now, liking this sudden updraft dash towards above nest for Envious to go and plant the spikes. This is a quick plant here. So this is a full-on retake for the side of Bren Esports.
Yeah, this quick plant. We've seen a lot of teams do this. I think Hashira love to do this a lot as well. The old Hashira iteration.
Oh!
Shirazi is gonna find Envious though. This plant is super open though. There's a wall coming up. I'm not sure if that's actually blocking the spike. Kohaibi is gonna find Zinni. That smoke might be able to help hide the defuse, but oh, Mikaze is gonna find Yoki. It's completely open. Kohaibi is gonna find one. The defuse has been halved. It's K4Daiti and Kohaibi right now. Kohaibi already has 3.
One enemy
Did they have the means to stop this? No! They could not find the angle. They do get Alexi. Kohaibi does get a 4K. But Bren was able to defuse the spike from under their noses.
I mean, you didn't say it. The plant is quite open, so despite all the odds, let's look at the quick replay right here. So they were able to half it. So I guess like a distraction or diversion play. Not really diversion, more like a body block. There you go. Or rather, happened in there. So notice how both Alexi and Shirazi were above the spike. So one is basically to defuse it since it's already half, and the other one is to basically be the focus target of SMG. So despite the 4K, despite the wipeout of Kohaibi and SMG, they still lost the round, and at the end of the day, that is the most important result that you'd like.
Yeah, and for Bren must be feeling good, but that's a misplay right there. SMG are able to get onto the side and upgrade their guns a little bit. Alexi gets one, misses the dash, but Shirazi blocks her way, but doesn't matter. Shirazi is gonna get the kill onto Yoki. 2v3 right now. K4Daiti is able to upgrade to a Spectre, but I think the barrel of her gun might be showing on the side. Kohaibi is trying to look for someone here. Meanwhile, K4Daiti is waiting for the drop. Gets one. Sneaks around, trying to look for more, but does not look up as Shirazi takes her scalp away.
I mean, also, there's pros and cons, right? Waiting for Alexi to drop down rafters could be a sign of bait as well to see if K4Daiti was under rafters, and that kind of worked well for them as well. Because the moment that they found out that she is down below, look, already there peeking, a Shirazi taking down the Viper. So right now 4-10 in towards our score line. In terms of the winning conditions for Bren, they just need to, you know, do it for 3 more rounds. For the side of SMG, it's quite a crawl, it's quite a walk up there to basically try to even out the scoreboard. But if they are able to play their cards right, then this could work wonders for them. But at the moment, look at the updraft spots out. Shirazi, beautiful first blood from Envious at the moment. Envious.
Mikasi is gonna use their boom bot. She only has Shorty in her name, and right now that Shorty is not able to find anyone. Fixky is looking at the flank right now. Oh, finds Alexi, is able to duck away from that sheriff. Gets Zinni down as well. She gets tied up really low, but only 2 members left alive. 1 member left alive for Bren, and it's just not gonna look good for Ali. Right now it's just a Spectre on her. SMG need this. Best if they don't lose any gun at all, because they are down 6 rounds and it is a mountain that they have to climb to equalize this.
Exactly. But right now, the odds are turning quite well for SMG having complete members alive here. No time to plant defuse the spike. So that's going to be a flawless round by SMG. 5 more and they're going to equalize the board. So let's see how Bren is going to respond to this, because they're still healthy. Oh no, I feel like it's going to be a split buy from Bren.
That's a mistake. The only reason why it has to be a split buy right now is that Ali actually bought a Spectre in the bonus round. I don't think she was thinking that, oh, I don't have enough creds for the next round, and because of that, the whole Bren Esports lineup has to save. Yes, it's just because of Ali.
I mean, one can only go so far to destroy the economy if not really played right. And K4Daiti to start it off, taking Zinni down. So I feel like Bren Esports is having a little bit of a trouble when defending their side. So the moment we do see Kohaibi is able to take actually be defensive, but not enough to get one down. But look at this though. Mikasi with the taps uses the paint shells to reposition herself. Alexi with a tap of her own gets the kill. 3v4. Can this be a potential thrifty? I don't want to jinx it just yet, but looking at the tides here, it's as if they're going in the crosshairs of Mikasi and Lexi. And right now, the recon bolt, the recon bolt actually detected Aphrodite here in the side, so I feel like they're prepared whenever someone tries to enter a main. So looking at this, I think they heard the footsteps. Timing. Not an as of Mikasa at the moment, and she is still taking one. But look at that, the
Spike
shock
down
start
A.
shuts down Envious, and that's a 2v1. So knowing this is a 2v1, they know the spike is at Shirazi, just went for the behinds. And as I say it, Thrifty is going to be in the hands of Bren. So I think both of our teams got themselves a Thrifty round, respectively.
Super sloppy play from Team SMG. Not checking this tiny corner. Allowing Mikasi to push forward. Yoki getting
remaining.
killed and them not being prepared for the double push from Alexi. It is expensive for Team SMG, but at least they have enough credits to carry over to this next round. But there's no room for error for them anymore because that was supposed to be a free round for them. They were supposed to cut the lead down to a manageable 4 round, but right now it's 6 rounds that they have to climb up. And Envious finds Alexi. This is a great start for them, but SMG have been really sloppy. They really need to tighten up their gameplay.
Viper Spit already in towards A main, which is interesting here. I feel like they don't want SMG to enter A side.
Yeah, they definitely don't want SMG to get into A, which is probably the easiest take. They're already trying to make their way in. I'm not sure if SMG want to just jump to the back of site and plant this, but they're definitely not. It's definitely not good to push from the front because Shirazi has it really deep. That recon is not gonna find anyone at all. I think SMG need to either go to B or plant at the back of A site, which we have seen other teams do. So SMG, time is ticking. 40 seconds left. I think they need to move much faster than this because they're just waiting for the wall to go down. Once the wall goes down, I think it's go time for them. Broken, Envious pushes forward. They find Zinni this slow. It's gonna come out. There's gonna be a wall again. They're gonna go for B instead. They're making their way through kitchen. Kohibi has already gotten up. Envious is here as well. The slow orb is gonna buy a little bit more time for Bren. There's a shotgun coming out, flushing Envious out a little bit. They take down Mikasi. They should be able to get this plant down. Shirazi takes Kohibi down. Envious is on a tear. Gets a second kill as well. They kill Zinni. It's all down to this Viper. Shirazi low on health as well. And Envious is gonna try to look for her head. Triple kill for her. Much cleaner round for Team SMG.
As you mentioned it was a sloppy start from the previous round, but now they were able to get their footing here, and I was a bit worried because they're kind of depending too much on the wall on the mid side because the time was ticking, as you mentioned. But then again, they were able to work their way through because of that sudden push. It kind of toned down the performance of Bren here. I'm not really expecting that kind of play. So right now, looking at how they're positioned in towards the map, I feel like Sage is going to, and Alexi's also there. They placed some walls, so they don't want that mid take anymore.
Yeah, they're on this weird half by Blade Storm. They have the showstopper Mikasi. You don't count Bren out just because they don't have a full buy, because we saw them win a Thrifty just now. But SMG, they look towards A for a full strong execute here. Right now they're looking for picks, but no one is actually peeking. It looks like Bren are just going to wait here, and if SMG go into A, they will be surprised with 4 members. So if they're not ready for this, this is where Bren could steal around and could get onto match point.
Truly, but right now, Recon Bolt is going to detect Yoki. Look at this. So a little bit of a straight out. Took the time, but still managed to get the drop up. But the boom bot gets the life of Envious right there. So a lot of walls are happening here. So Hybe tries to at least snipe there in towards Rafters. But look at this quick
30 seconds
rotate
left
in here. Lexi will be using the cloud burst to at least conceal herself, but is still is able to take a kill from her side. So they know that they're rotating to B. Look at the members of Bren this time. I think they may go on full retake for this one. So right now, you
10
can see
seconds left.
the recon vault is there. Now they know that it's not too much of a default plan. Is that Mikasi with the showstopper not gonna take one? Kohibi with the snipe is going to take Mikasi down, not even letting the showstopper for pulling off. But another one that's gonna be
remaining.
a miss right there. But with the help of this, he was able to conceal her down. But Kohibi is still there to save the day for the team. So slowly but surely, SMG may have found a pattern of a delayed push is working for them at the moment.
Yeah, it's worked out for them. A little bit of an eco from Bren though, so it's hard to say if this strategy will work in the same way in this round because it's gonna be a buy for Bren. One Bulldog, one Judge though, so a little bit of a mismanaged economy there because some of them actually bought some guns in the previous round, and I think that if they didn't, they'd have 5 rifles. But Bren can make different guns work, so I think Bren are still pretty scary. There's the Viper with the Judge. We've seen how the Judge worked. We've seen Fixkey on the Judge, in fact, from SMG. Right now, Bren, though, they're a little bit scattered. They're going to B this time for the side of Team SMG, and the B defenses are a little bit sparse.
Truly, that's to be the boom bot as well as the paint shells. We'll be using the shock dart to delay any entries from the long, and I think it's gonna tag a little bit for Envious right there. Getting 21 damage, or yeah, taking 21 damage there. But look at this, Kohibi is able to get Zinni down plus teleport or rendezvous her way back. So liking it again, this is what SMG do. They create presence as if they're going towards B, but then again shifts themselves to A once they are able to take a kill. That's gonna be the toxin placing in here. Enough concealer getting there. Let's take it one. Shirazi with the take. Will be having the res. Oh, beautiful triple from Alexi in the process. Not gonna be a quad, but Shirazi is there to cover her up, and Ali cleans it up for the match point here for Bren Victress.
Yeah, big plays from Bren there, especially Alexi. The Judge was not even seen until the end. SMG had the advantage here, but Alexi, they couldn't flush her off that spot. She just stayed on that spot, got 3 kills, and was able to take Team SMG down. Alexi's jet is just so good.
This is exactly the reason why they have to play their cards in towards this last map, because again, this is the battle for their tournament spot once more, and to have the capability to fight once more Alter Ego Celeste. So here, match point for the side of Bren, looking good for them, unless otherwise stated. So they're going to detect Mikasi in the process. That's going to be the paint shells and the boom ball once again to delay the push. But looking at this, the drone is going to spot out on this from above or in an elevated ground, so she has the position or the opportunity position, but nice cloud first, but Zinni already predicts that fact. Nice spray down from
bad.
Ali, takes Yoki down, Fixkey to trade her off, but it's a 2v4. Fixkey is on 70 health. You have to take note of that. One headshot can be her demise. Look at this, Hunter's Fury will be taking nothing in here as Ali tries to at least ping one down, but at the end, oh actually no, it was actually Fixkey who tried to ping her down. Was able to get it into half go high before the trade. Now they know that she's a snow pilot. Let's see who gets the Pinker's advantage. It's actually go high here to dwindle everything to a 2v2. They haven't planted the spike yet, so if they are able to shut down go high, this could be the end of this. That's gonna be a dash for Ali, Alexi. But just like that, Shirazi takes the cleanup, and right now Bren is going towards our finals with best of 5 to challenge Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, this is gonna be. This was an intense 3 games. Like Team SMG dominant on split, but didn't do so well on Ascent or on Icebox. They have a little bit more like retooling to do, refining to do before they can take down Bren, but they definitely showed that they earned their 3rd place spot. They're among the top 4, I think, right now for VCT Game Changers APAC is very clear. Alter Ego Celeste on top, and then for second, third, and fourth, you have Team SMG, Bren, and X10. They're very close in that fourth place, second to fourth place spot. They're neck and neck. I would say at any given day, you'd see anyone go back to the grand finals here. Bren with a little bit of an edge today and yesterday. In fact, this open against X10 and SMG. So great props for them for improving so quickly in such a short amount of time. But can they give Alter Ego Celeste a run for their money this time around? Because it's going to be a long day for them. They've already played 3 games, and it's going to be a best of 5. And congratulations to them for taking down Team SMG. They show that they are so good on Icebox. Bren are such a great team. So just going to take a look at the scoreboard real quick to see who the best performers on Icebox were.
Indeed. So right now, looking at it, it's 13-7 in favor of Bren. Alexi again with her prowess using Jet has the KDA of 1.8, ACS of 296 with 22 bombs. Go Hybe, however, is the one who got the spotlight for her team here, having KDA of 1.6, 293 combat score, and 23 heads, followed by the other members respectively here in their stats. Shirazi's also popping off, at least for the rest of the 3 games that we have witnessed just now. Although we didn't really see Mikasi really have her A game with the Raze, the fact that she was able to create space and the fact that she was able to get the job done is also amazing. But here, this is what's interesting. Although damage is in the hands of Bren with 15k, headshot percentage is a tie, having the 19.8% headshot. I think this is mostly on our top fraggers for both sides of the team. Frag wins, however, is in the hands of Bren, getting 11, and objective wins of 2. So once again, Bren did a splendid job, and you mentioned it, the improvement, the drastic improvement is very much witnessed here in the FSL Open 2 for the side of Bren Victress. And take note, we haven't really witnessed this from before whenever they tried to join, but now they literally came back stronger and they managed to climb all their way up to second place currently. If they, not yet concluding things, because we have yet to see if they are able to dethrone our current queens.
Yeah, they've secured second place, and Alter Ego Celeste are definitely waiting for them for this grand finals. And Bren, let's see. Hopefully they can take some games away from Alter Ego, because we really want to see the Queens challenge. So far undefeated, but before that, we're gonna go into some highlights between Bren Esports and Team SMG on Icebox. Very short.
So right now, starting it off with things, I guess it's just about Bren Esports just playing the time game in here for their side. Although we are seeing some limelight here for Kohybe as well, getting the snipes, and SMG just taking them down in an off-angle position with delayed pushes and such. It's just basically seen that the discipline for both sides of the team are there. It just so happens that in terms of aggressiveness, Bren Esports does have the upper hand for attackers, and for the defensive side, they do take their time as well. And sometimes there are moments wherein they too push when they are on the ladder.
Yeah, and SMG, they found some rounds here and there. They showed signs of life, but I think that the lead and the ecos from Bren, like this round, rounds that they should not be losing. There are just few too many messy rounds from SMG, not being able to read what Bren are doing, dying to sheriffs, not looking, not checking their corners a little bit here and there. Just allowed Bren to capitalize and take those rounds back away from Team SMG.
Alright, but with that being said, GGWP to SMG, they really did great, and they were able to really place their stand on the top 3 of FSL Open 2. But right now, Bren Esports Victress has the capability to challenge now our reigning queens, which is Alter Ego Celeste. We are going to find this out in a bit with the best of 5 for the finals, right here in the VCT APAC Series FSL Open 2. And I'm really excited for this key, but if I was like, let's have, ourselves a very short break in a while. But then again, it's just really an honor to have casted this with you as well, and I'm pretty excited to cast the games that we'll be having later between Alter Ego Celeste and Bren Esports. This is Saya, and with me is Key. We'll be right back. Hi, girls!
Hello. Hi.
Congratulations and great performance last weekend for Open 1. I have a few questions to ask you guys, so I hope you guys will be able to have a chat with me. So, my first question is, how did you guys manage to pick up Zini?
That time Zini doesn't have a team, so she's a free agent. So Japips introduced her to us, and we tried to play with her in scrims to see if she will fit to us. We like her, especially her mindset and attitude, because I believe that's the most important part of being a pro player. And she also knows how to calm us.
Aw, so she's like your Zen Bell or something like that. Okay, so that's a quick question. If you guys are like panicking or you guys are tilted, what would she say?
Chill, guys. We got this. We can
Apes
still win
together
this.
strong.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously? She says apes together strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were really in the pressured because it was like one win away to get a map of X10, and we're like, come on guys, we got this. Yeah, apes together strong. We can retake or like go together.
So now let's talk a little bit about your performance in Open 1. So what did you guys think of your team's performance?
We didn't expect it to actually make it out of group stage because it was a stacked group, like group
Yeah.
this, like group of death, and also we encountered a lot of problem along the run because first we don't have a coach and we have to make our plays and strats on our own. Also, we cannot practice effectively or like scream because someone's always lagging. We had to handle almost everything on our own, and yeah, we're just really happy with the outcome.
But let's talk a little bit about your internet problems. Is your internet problems because of the internet in your area, or literally just like because one of you guys is on like maybe hotspot?
I think for some of us, it's because of the spot. Because Kelly, she even has two networks.
Mm-hmm.
She's switching back and forth with it, but still, it's still sometimes lag. And some of us just really have bad internet at the beginning. Like it has a schedule with whenever it wants to be lag or not.
Now that you guys know that you guys have internet at a certain time of days, it disconnects and stuff. So during the tournament, did you guys have at any point during you guys were competing, the internet just lags randomly?
Once or twice, yeah, Shirazi disconnected or like she had to change her internet from another network or like open the VPN, switch it.
How did it feel for the team to make your way out of the group of death? Like you mentioned earlier, you guys weren't even sure if you would make it out of there. So how does it feel suddenly just making it out? Like, were you in shock?
Yeah, we were in real shock because we don't know how we actually went out of that group because it was really stuck. And actually, when we beat Asteria, especially with that scoreline, it really gave us a lot of confidence with the coming playoffs because imagine playing against established teams and beating them also with a good scoreline. It was really confidence boosting and also making us happy and more comfortable with our play. Before our group stage, we actually encountered some problems because Alexi had to go somewhere and we had to find someone to stand in for her. So we got Callie, and so after that we had to switch the roles because there's one missing duelist or to fill Alexi. So we asked Shirazi, who's our controller, to play duelist for us, and me and Calypso just share the role to fill Shirazi's controller role. I didn't expect that it was that tough to play Viper on Icebox because Aneri just runs and then headshots that I'm dead. I cannot hold the site, guys. Let's just retake. Come on.
what was the biggest obstacle, or at least which team gave you the most difficulty going through Group D?
It was
think
really
alter ego,
alter
Celeste.
ego.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. We were kind of nervous at the game with VLT Asteria, but after a while, we just Shirazi Twirly just kill them, kill them all, clean the site. Oh, just plan. I hold the flank. It's okay.
If you guys could say anything to anyone aspiring to start off playing in competitive, what would you say to them?
Don't give up on your goals.
Yeah.
Oh, not apes together strong.
Next, that's next.
That's next.
Yeah, first you have to not give up first
Okay.
and like trust on your teammates because apes together are strong.
Exactly. Thank you so much, girls, for spending some time with us to share with us how your experience have been during the VCT Game Changers. I hope to see you guys again soon with maybe better internet as well as better results. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
We wanna get it crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. Coming off the bench now. Waiting for this moment, swinging for the fence now. Coming off the bench now. Gotta get up, cause we about to get down. Coming off the bench now. Waiting for this moment, swinging for the fence now. Coming off the bench now. Gotta get up, cause we about to get down. Coming off the bench now. Waiting for this moment, swinging for the fence now. Coming off the bench now. Gotta get up, cause we about to get down. Coming off the bench now. Waiting for this moment, swinging for the fence now. Coming off the bench now. Gotta get up, cause we about to get down. Coming off the bench now. Waiting for this moment, swinging for the fence now. Coming off the bench now. Gotta get up, cause we about to get down. Coming off the bench now. Waiting for this moment, swinging for the fence now. Coming off the bench now. Gotta get up, cause we about to get down. We back again, we back again. I'm bouncing up before they count to 10. We back again, we back again. Tell your mother, brother, sister, and your